If first you don't succeed, get yourself off and try again.
I think it's
You can dust it off and Aaliyah.
right. I think it's pick yourself up, not get yourself off and try again. That is our opening. I'm so glad I recorded that. That makes me so happy.
Get yourself off and try again. If at first you don't succeed.
Oh my god, that was amazing. You just get yourself off and you just try again.
Just get yourself right off. And just pick yourself up.
Should that be the title of this episode?
Get yourself off and try again. Yeah, because that's what we should tell. Yeah, actually that would make sense for kind of
I think that's just ultimate girl power, right?
It is.
I mean,
Get
literally
yourself off and try again. Oh, hell yeah.
Woohoo.
Hashtag what's up, ladies? Who run the world? Girls. Guys could do that too if they want.
I mean, they do that every day.
They do. Mm-hmm. But the ladies got the real power when they get themselves off and try again.
That's true, because they don't need that manpower.
Because the guy's just like, I do this 16 times a day, so that's a normal occurrence. What? Anyway, hello,
Welcome back,
Shannon,
everybody.
Shay Taylor.
Hello,
Shay Taylor.
Brianna.
That's
Feilheimer.
Feilheimer.
That's not
wrong.
right. It's just like how I pronounce everybody's last name when I pronounce last names.
Oh, speaking of Shannon Elizabeth Taylor, what is your middle name, Shannon? Shay?
Ray?
Ray?
Not Elizabeth. That's my mom's middle name, though.
Shay Ray?
Shay Ray.
And Bree Lee?
Shay Ray Tay. Yeah, Shay Ray. I don't know why we don't have like our own like freaking like 90s pop album.
Shay Ray and Bree Lee. Yes. That's my middle name.
Oh, I mean Destiny again. That should have been just
How did I not know your middle name was Ray?
I don't
That's
know.
very cute.
I know. Shay
Like
Ray.
in Star Wars? I almost said Starburst.
Like
I'm not even drunk.
I like this. I like this go ahead already. Yeah, like in Star Wars. Oh, bravo, my little geeky friend.
I knew, Ray.
Golf clap, Ray. I actually was named after, because if I was going to be a boy, I was named after my...
You're named Raymond?
Yeah, actually it was going to be Raymond, and it was after my... What would he be? He was my mom's first cousin.
What?
Yes.
My mom has a first cousin, Ray.
It's
Raymond Capitosto.
Well, I mean,
they related?
that makes more sense since you're Italian, but
That's Raymundo.
but it was just Raymond. It wasn't Raymundo.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I had a Mexican friend named Raymundo, so I just said that.
We're not that Mexican. We try and pretend that we remember. We pretended that we were Italian for a minute.
Raymond?
You know, Raymond.
Yeah, I remember that.
So
Remember when you pretended to be Italian?
yes. So Raymond was the name of my mom's cousin who died in a plane crash, because he was like a comedian and he was like just like getting off like doing his start. So maybe that's why I'm so funny. I'm just kidding.
Shay,
I can't even say it without
really
cringing.
telling of you to me.
He's inside.
How would I never know this story? He was a
I
comedian.
never told it. Mm-hmm.
And he died in a plane crash?
Which is maybe why I
Did you
don't
ever
like
meet him?
Maybe that no, because he died, and that's why I was named after him.
Well, I guess
I wouldn't have been named
true.
after him. I wouldn't have been named after him if he was alive.
Did you meet him as a paranormal story?
Maybe.
That you're going to tell us about later?
His ghost is inside me. I don't know.
His soul is inside
But
of
maybe
you.
that's why I don't like flying, and why I think I'm funny. I don't think I'm funny, but like people seem to laugh when I say things out. But yeah,
it is his spirit guides. He is your spirit guide.
He's like my Mufasa.
He is. Wing up, oh father.
Oh dear God, let's move on. Okay. Perfect.
Anyway, what did we roll this week?
Crime. I'm so happy about it.
We both rolled crime.
So happy.
Yeah, and it's gonna be.
I researched so early because I was so excited.
I didn't because I was moving. But then when I researched, I literally couldn't
I remember
stop
you were
thinking about
texting me
it.
and you were just like, "Oh, it's gonna be good this
And then I
week."
just rage wrote my presentation. So enjoy, guys, in a second. I haven't seen you in 2 weeks.
I know. We were very
And
busy.
yeah, you were a little sicky.
I was, but hopefully that I won't be sick for the rest of the year.
Yeah, and it's been a crazy 2 weeks because Shay's vegan now, so.
Just for like a minute. Like I'm gonna probably want a burger in like a week. Let's be honest.
And then you'll just take a break and then have another one.
It's true. I just, when you get in those humps where you watch too many documentaries and then you kind of forget about them in like 2 weeks, and like my morals are easily swayed.
Yeah.
And you just,
Like,
I was joking with you. Like, I don't think I could ever be a politician because I'm like, I felt like that way last week, but now I'm just feeling a little like I needed sugary snack.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I remember after watching Food Inc., I think I threw away everything in my house.
Right.
And then I was like, oh, fuck, I'm in college. I don't have any money
That
to
was
buy more
stupid.
food. So I
Yeah.
guess I'll just eat ice cream at the coffee shop I work at. Sweet.
it's fine.
I'll just eat Adderall for a week. Just kidding. What?
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 Anyway, so I just recovered and worked
Became
little
a
bit
vegan.
and became a vegan for a minute. But I feel really good doing
That's
it right now.
good.
Maybe
That's
that's
good.
what my body
It's
needed, just for like a
good.
little cleanse,
Do it.
and then just
Oh, God.
integrate cake every once in a while. It's fine.
Oh, no. Oh, my God.
What did
my
you
God.
do?
It's okay. I know everything from memory, but I don't know what just happened. To
you-
my paper?
Did you erase your notes? No, you could
I
have
didn't.
erased it.
I didn't.
No, it's there somewhere.
I saved them. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, they're here. Holy shit.
the
The rage report was almost missing, just like this girl I'm gonna
If
talk
I
about.
could have sold tickets to the journey that your facial expressions were, I would have. It would have been amazing. It was. And what are we drinking today?
Well, we are drinking
It's
a
delicious.
strawberry lemon thing of sort. I'm calling it the Festival of Strawberries.
I like it.
Because I'm talking about a girl named Kristen D. Smart today who went missing in my hometown of Arroyo Grande. Well, she actually went missing in San Luis Obispo, California, on Memorial Day weekend in 1996, which is the same weekend of the famous Strawberry Festival in Arroyo Grande, where we're from. And I'll tell you guys a little bit more about that.
Fuck yeah.
But
I
yeah,
mean, that's
so
sad
I was
about her,
like,
but
oh, and then also, the weirdest thing, well, the reason I was like, oh, we should do something with strawberries, because it would be kind of relevant, and anyways,
relevant.
so yesterday I was working in my dad's shop, which is like a 4,000 square foot, like, giant shop building with, like, fucking tools and, like, whatever, bunch of shit in there, right?
Okay.
Like, tools and stuff, like, it's
Right.
a shop building.
Okay.
And I'm like working in there, and all of a sudden it smells like ripe ass strawberries. No idea why.
I got the chills.
No fucking clue why. I'm like literally for like 5 minutes, I'm like smelling everywhere. Like, how is anything smelling? Like, is this a chemical that's leaking? Like, first of all, it smells delicious,
Is it Christian?
but it smelled like ripe ass strawberries. And I was like, oh, maybe it's just Kristen telling me that I'm
You
on
were
the
like-
right track. Just kidding. But I
Gonna
was
solve
also
the
like,
crime.
oh my God. Yes, we're going to solve it. All of us together.
Modern day sleuths.
But
Never gonna put it on
I thought that
Netflix.
was really creepy and weird. And I was like,
creepy
that'd
and
be
weird.
funny if it was her. She just smells like ripe strawberries. And
Just
then
a
I was like,
coincidence.
that should be her. And then you literally texted me, what should our drink be yesterday? Literally right after that happened. So, and then I was like, strawberries.
Holy
I answered you pretty quick,
shit,
right?
You did. I was
It
like,
literally
oh,
was right after that happened.
holy crap.
So I don't know. Anyways,
The
it's not
stars
the best
aligned.
drink, but it has.
I think it's
topo-
pretty dope.
It's actually pretty delicious.
I like it. It's not
Has-
too sweet, but it's not. It's right enough. It's a balance of sweetness and tart, which maybe that's
And
what Christian
strawberries
would have
are right
liked.
about in season right now. So, but it has some strawberries, a bunch of strawberries muddled up in it.
It's pretty
It's
dope.
got some lemon juice, some a little sugar, a little water, some vodka, and top it off with some hashtag Topo Chico.
Hashtag sponsor us.
Yeah. Also, another listener, a avid listener, her name is Jess, who's also from the Central Coast.
Oh yes.
She had never heard of Topo Chico in her entire life and was at a gas station the other day, and she saw it and she picked it up and she sent me a video on our 30ish Instagram and was like, This is hilarious, and I've never seen Topo Chico till today, and I got one because you guys drank it, and it's basically sparkling water, and I was like, yeah, but it's really good.
It's so carbonated.
I know, but
and
it's
I love
really
it
good.
because
But it's hilarious.
I have
loved it.
I have never had any other sparkling water that is as carbonated as Topo Chico.
And it just has a special little taste.
It's that Mexican.
That's it.
It's true.
It's the top boy. Top boy. That's what it means, right? Topo Chico? Lid boy?
What? Top boy? I don't
Topo Chico.
Oh.
Boy. Top.
But I mean, is Topo top? I don't think I know.
I don't know. Topo.
It's the top boy who likes to be on
I'm
the
a
top.
boy.
Jesus
And
Christ.
Topo in Spanish.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, whoops. I meant top. I
You
mean
mean
I
top
wrote
in Spanish? Just put topo in
That's
English.
what I meant. It means mole.
Mole boy?
Mole. Mole boy.
Huh. All right. Well,
Is your story about a mole boy by chance?
it's about an asshole, but not a mole boy.
Well, moles got assholes, so let's get into it. All right, so like I said earlier, we're talking about a girl named Kristen D. Smart, who was a girl that went missing when I was 7 years old, in San Luis Obispo, which I lived in Arroyo Grande, which is like the next town over. And I was interested in the story mainly because of that.
Fair.
And she's still missing technically, and she's never been found.
She was never presumed dead.
She's
they never
been, she-
declared.
They
I'm
declared
sorry,
her dead.
They have.
They
Okay.
declared her dead, I think, 5 years after she went missing.
That was it.
But they never found her body.
Okay.
And they've never convicted the pretty much only suspect in the case.
Perfect.
And he's still running around free.
I'm excited.
So
Strapping in.
yeah, when I was little, I was 7, like I said, it was 1996. May 24th.
The
was
ripe
when she
old
went
age of
missing.
11 was doing candy cigarettes.
Yes, you were. Chewing on chalk.
Always.
And when she went missing, the family and probably other people put up billboards all over the Central Coast, like along the highways in the towns of like her face, Kristen D. Smart missing, $75,000 reward if found, like all over the Central Coast. And I grew up looking at these billboards my whole childhood
Right.
until I moved to Colorado, of course.
So, like, I know the name and I know the kind of the rough story. I think I probably watched it on some cold case file at one point because the name sounds familiar. But, like, was she, like, from a prominent family? I mean, was that... Or was, like, the community, like, banded together to, like, raise the money to have that reward out?
I think the community, I think the family was, it sounded like they were from Stockton, California, which is a little more up north. It seemed like they were they had money. Like,
money. Okay.
They
I
like
was
to
just curious.
travel a lot.
Okay. I was
And
just
stuff
curious.
like that.
Just
But I
curious.
think this obviously freaks the community out because not
Right.
a lot of this kind of stuff has really ever happened in that area.
Right.
At least this publicly. And so
That makes
it
sense.
was a fucking huge deal. And
Right.
all we knew is that they were looking for her and they never found her.
Right.
That's pretty much the story that I knew my whole life.
Sad.
Until about 4 years ago, I did read an article that they had researched someone's home that was like the mother of the suspects, but I'll talk a lot more about that later. So that interests me. And then my friend Jessica, who I talked about, who tried the Topo Chico, she was like, because she listens to the podcast, she's like, you need to do Kristen D. Smart. And
Right.
like, I had not rolled crime. And I was like, I'm waiting to roll crime to do the story. And then
That's
she
fair.
told me about this podcast that literally,
Does
like,
it, like,
I'm
a
so
breakdown?
glad it does an incredible breakdown of everything. It's a 7-episode podcast. It's called Your Own Backyard.
Put it on my
I
list.
suggest everyone go listen to it.
Okay.
Because this story has so many more details that are like mind blowing, and like he does interviews with actual people on the podcast, like fucking people that like knew all the people that were at these places that she was seeing, and like it's
Damn.
really interesting. He talks to cops. He does like better investigative reporting than anyone that has worked on this case pretty much.
Wow.
Well, you know, that's what it seems like to me. This
Okay.
podcast is very in depth and like
Nice.
really answers a lot of questions, and also is like literally lets the story like pretty much it's
Play
like
itself
all out in the open.
Okay.
So
Excited.
technically this case is ongoing and active and has
Okay.
been for the last 24 years. It has never been considered a cold case, which usually like some cases, like if a case is considered cold, it's like they just can't, they
don't have any
there's
leads.
no leads still.
Right.
They still have leads. So, but they like can't act on them for certain reasons, I guess. And they never
Okay.
have.
Okay.
Well, they have, but nothing's come out of them, if you know, which is fucking weird.
okay.
Anyway, so, Kristen D. Smart went missing in San Luis Obispo on Friday, May 24th. Well, I guess it was technically Saturday, May
early
25th.
morning.
But the last she was seen pretty much was
That
a party.
Okay.
At a party that night.
And how old was she?
She was 19 years old.
Just a baby.
She was a little babe. So it was Memorial Day weekend, like I said, and the weekend of the Strawberry Festival in Oro Grande Village, which is where I'm from. And speaking of Oro Grande Village, there's still a billboard today that is has a Kristen D. Smart billboard. And I think it's next to her original lawyer's house. Or lawyer's office in the village. And I found out my sister had the same lawyer as she did when my sister was 3. This was before Kristen D. Smart. My sister was 3 when she got her tonsils taken out. They put her on a hot plate and basically burned a hole into her back. So my parents were obviously fucking pissed at the doctors and did something about it and hired a lawyer. And the lawyer that she had, what happens to be Kristen D. Smart's lawyer, like the beginning, like her family's lawyer, that I literally just found this out like 5 days ago.
Why did they put her on a hot plate?
Because they're fucking idiots. I literally don't even, like, no one knows. And it literally burned a hole in her back, and she was 3 years old.
Poor pumpkin.
Yeah, dude. Isn't
she have
that
a
insane?
scar?
Oh, yeah. It looks like a giant scarab. It's crazy.
No offense,
It's like
to her
a,
sister.
no, it looks like a, like, it's really weird how it's crazy
They
how
didn't
it,
give
like,
her plastic surgery to fix it? I'm shocked.
no. No.
Did you get a settlement out of it?
She got a settlement out of it,
Or
which
your
is why they
parents
got a
did?
lawyer. No, she did.
Oh, well, good on her. 3. She's like,
Yeah,
I'm
at
gonna buy
18.
out the
Well, at
private
18,
school
she got
yeah.
to take it.
Oh, she took it and run.
She got it.
Damn, though.
But
that
anyways,
sucks.
same lawyer, which I was like, what the fuck?
That's crazy. Small world.
Really fucking small world. The Central Coast of California. Anyways,
It's a mythical place.
so Kristen D. Smart, little background on her. She was born in Stockton. Some of her friends would say that she was shy, but she was really a really sweet girl, tall, blonde, really good student, loved to travel, was super active. She liked to go rock climbing. The family went on trips. Like they went to Hawaii. Like she went on to a surf camp in Hawaii. Like they had.
She was, yeah, so
like,
they had money. She was like an all-American girl.
She was an all-American girl, pretty
Okay.
much, seems like.
That's how these
and-
docuseries always start.
Right?
An all-American girl.
And then she, I guess, after high school or during high school, decided she wanted to be an architect, and so she was accepted to Cal Poly in San Luis Obispo. There's a couple different campuses in California, but has a great architecture program. So she decided to go there.
Okay.
Her parents still live in Stockton today, and they actually seem to talk to anyone who wants to talk about Kristen.
Good on them.
And they're still fucking sadly looking for their daughter. They're still trying to find answers, and they're still looking apparently.
Okay.
Or whatever. So let's talk about Friday, May 24th, 1996. So it's Memorial Day weekend. She was a freshman in college, so obviously it's party weekend.
Absolutely.
And Kristen, I guess, so according to her friend Margarita, who on this podcast, Chris Lambert, interviews, her friend, Kristen really wanted to go party that night. And Margarita was like not feeling it. She apparently didn't really want to go out. And Kristen kept begging her to go out. And she finally obliged Kristen. And so they kind of went walking around for parties. And I guess at this time in California or in San Luis Obispo, a lot of the college kids like go camping or they go away. It's Memorial Day weekend.
Right.
So there wasn't a lot of things going on that night, is what Margarita said. So they were like really trying to find a party, and Kristen really wanted to party, I guess. And Margarita was like getting over it, and they might have been with another friend at this point. I kind of forget. But so Margarita was pretty much over it, and they had tried like a party or two, and they were kind of duds, and she was like, I'm gonna go home. And Kristen was like, no, stay out with me. And Margarita was like, no, like let's just go home. Like there's nothing going on. I'm tired. Yeah. And Kristen was like, no, I'm staying out, blah blah blah. And I guess Kristen was supposed to stay at Margarita's house that night because Kristen had lost her keys or something to her dorm room, and her roommate wasn't home, so she was just gonna stay with Margarita or something like that. And so Margarita ended up giving Kristen her keys and was like, I'll just see you tonight. Just like be safe, whatever.
Right. Okay.
So Kristen ends up finding a party, and this boy named,
It's always a boy.
Yeah. So just a little background before we get to the party. So before this, apparently Kristen wasn't doing the greatest in school at this point. Like she was kind of like
She's trying to find herself.
She was trying to find herself. It sounded like a lot. That's exactly what it sounded like. She was working a lot too. She was like doing 5 a.m. like lifeguard shifts. And she was also like maybe a couple weeks or a month or two before school was ending, she was thinking about transferring schools and like telling her mom like I don't want to be here anymore.
Right.
I don't really like it. I think she even like dyed her hair at one point, which she'd always been a blonde.
Something she was different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And her parents were like, no, it's your first year. They like kind of brushed it off like it's just a transitional period. Like she's homesick. Like, and Kristen was just like, you know, she wanted to travel more. She wanted to go overseas. And her dad was like, to us, it was just like these grandiose ideas. And they just were like, you need to finish out this, you know, this year. And, you know, you need to learn from your mistakes. Because I guess she had kind of gone back and forth a little bit in other situations.
Like, Dad, I just want to backpack in Europe with my friends.
Exactly. And they were like, no, you stay in school.
God damn it.
So yeah, apparently the last letter written to Kristen from her parents was
letter.
Letter. But there was no cell phones. They only talked to each other like once a week. But she wrote letters to her daughter.
It's very cute. I mean, it was 1996. It wasn't 1976. I mean,
whatever.
All right, fine.
Whatever. You write letters to your kids in camp.
Speak ill of the dead. So go ahead.
It's fine.
Missing.
So. Yeah, the last letter, that they wrote to her was telling her to stick out the year and to learn from her mistakes, and that she was doing too much and she needed to prioritize herself and stuff like that.
Well, I'm an asshole, so.
Yeah, whoops. She also, before leaving school, told her, like, one of her best childhood friends, like, I'm not going to talk to you anymore. Like, I'm going to college now. Like, she was, like, trying to start over.
Lost, and
she just lost.
She just needed some guidance.
Yeah, and so
poor baby.
And before she went out that night, she always called her parents on Sunday nights to talk to them. And she, out of the blue, called her parents that night, but they didn't answer. And she ended up leaving a message, and she was like, I have a really good news for you guys. I can't wait to talk to you Sunday.
No.
Never called them, if you didn't guess that.
Oh.
Never called them back.
What a horrifying,
Yeah.
That hurts.
Isn't that all just insane?
My little stone
already
heart. But yes, that's insane. Okay.
Now that I dripped on myself.
You did. You got yourself a little outward nipple there now.
Oh, perfect.
Although it's a little above the nips. That's okay.
It's a little
anyways,
dribble on my shirt.
Go on.
So, back to the night of her disappearance. So, again, Kristen's like, I really want to go out. I want to party. Like, I'm not staying home tonight. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And so Margarita left her with her keys, and then Kristen, I guess, kind of stumbled upon this guy named, quote unquote, Swampy Fells is his name, and his birthday party or a party.
Fells.
Yeah, it was just like a normal kind of party, normal college party, and
okay,
so fuck,
it's fine.
Sorry.
You're fine. It's fine.
Check that part. So, also, okay, yeah. So, she's at this party. This is the party she's at that night. There's a couple different accounts of people seeing her. One guy is interviewed on the podcast seeing her and like ran into her, and she actually like pulled him in the bathroom and like kissed him, and then this is what this guy says.
Homegirl.
And then
Lock
she
it
was
up.
like, who should I but it was almost like she was trying to make someone jealous, he said. And so she was like trying to get this attention of this other guy.
My heart
is what
hurts
he was
for
saying.
this girl.
I know, dude. It really hits
God.
hard. Like, it makes me really sad.
She needed a good girlfriend to be like, dude, lock it up. Mm-hmm. And
Exactly.
come home with me. Don't do this. But,
Yeah. So, and there were a couple, and people said, like, this one guy specifically was like, yeah, she was getting wasted. A couple other people said she was, like,
poor
getting
thing.
drunk. So,
That sucks.
eventually the party ends up breaking up and people started walking back to campus. According to witness accounts, Kristen had left the party and went to lie down on the lawn of the next door neighbor's home.
What? How drunk was this girl?
She was apparently really drunk.
Shit. Like, if I ever was like, you know what? I'm going to just go lay down on that nice bush over there.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So,
But anyway, go on.
So this girl named Cheryl Anderson was also one of the last people to have supposedly seen Kristen before she died. She looked for her friends to accompany her back to the dorms, but couldn't find anyone she was looking for. There's a boy named Tim Davis who offered to walk back to campus with Cheryl, and his car was parked on the lot, and it was the same direction of Cheryl's dorm. So Cheryl, who wasn't even a close friend of Kristen's, noticed that Kristen was lying down in the grass and pulled her to her feet so that Kristen could walk back with them, apparently. And approximately at about 2 a.m, Tim, Cheryl, and Kristen staggered back to their dorms to the Cal Poly campus.
Okay.
So,
I'm getting scared because we're getting to the end of the night. This is sad.
hold on.
No, you're good.
So,
Also, how sad would that be? Like, to know that you were like one of the last people to see somebody before they died. Ugh. Anyway.
yeah, right?
Anyway. Okay, go on.
Yeah. So as they're walking back, this one kid named Paul Flores comes up behind them and starts walking with them. And I think like Tim ends up parting ways with them.
Okay.
And it's just Cheryl, Paul, and Kristen. And so
Does Cheryl part ways?
So Cheryl, I'm trying to think of how I want to keep going with this.
That's fair.
So Cheryl, they're all with each other.
Yeah.
Paul ends up putting his arm around Kristen's waist because she can't even fucking walk. But he's also, I'll tell you a little bit more about Paul too. Paul's known to be a fucking creep among girls. He always pushes himself too far with girls. Like, his name around campus is Chester the Molester.
Oh, lovely.
And so, like, this kind of creeps everyone, like, I think.
But she's so drunk.
Cheryl's
she has
also
no
drunk and
goddamn
Kristen's
idea.
wasted as fuck.
Yeah, so he's like, easy.
And
So,
the boy that's interviewed on the podcast that is at the party says that he did see Paul with Kristen at one point, and at one point he heard her like kind of like shriek, and she like fell to the ground.
Aww.
And he was like on her
lovely.
like at the party or something. I don't know if that's true, but that's
gross.
apparently what he saw.
Okay.
Anyway, so Paul is with them now. Cheryl's dorm was about half a block down the road where they
She's
ended
at
up.
this point running to it. Yeah.
And Santa Lucia Hall, which is where Paul lived, was about 75 yards up this other road, and just behind that was Kristen's hall, Muir Hall,
Okay.
where Kristen lived. And at this point,
But she's going to her friend's place. Yes? Or that's
well,
theoretically.
they don't know that. That's what she was supposed to do.
okay, got it. Okay, but so, okay, I got it.
Cheryl knows where Kristen lives.
So she's just assuming she's walking her to her dorm. Okay.
So at this point, Cheryl had ended up splitting off from Paul and Kristen to head to her own dorm. Mm-hmm. And Paul, according to Cheryl, promised he would see Kristen safely to her room. And then strangely, he asked Cheryl for a departing kiss. And Cheryl thought that was fucking weird and disgusting and declined.
I'm not drunk. I'm drunk, but I'm not that drunk.
Yeah,
Jesus.
and then I guess he just asked her for a hug, and she turned him down again.
Get away from me.
And then they parted ways, and Paul and Kristen began going up to Perimeter Road towards their dorms. And Cheryl says that she recalls that Paul Flores, who was at least 3 inches shorter than Kristen, had his arm around her waist and her arm around his neck. And they did, in fact, go walk towards the dorms. But then Cheryl just fucking booked it to her dorm, and that's the last time anyone saw Kristen alive except for Paul Flores.
Okay, first of all, 1 minute, just really quick. If I was drunk with you and some weird guy that had any sort of nickname that involved molester or raper or whatever.
Well, she was drunk trying to get away from him too, but you're right.
Holy shit, that's hard. That's tough.
What is girl code in 1996? It should be better than it is.
It's true. Maybe she didn't know. Maybe she's like, what's the worst that's going to happen? Like, I'm sure she wasn't thinking that she was going to never see her again, but like...
And how many people have you thought was creepy, but you're like, whatever.
And that's true, but like, yeah, that's tough. That's a tough one. And how well did she know? I mean, how well did she know Kristen? I don't know.
She didn't, apparently.
So then...
But also...
I guess that's true, too. It's just like... I don't know.
So
that's
she was
tough.
like, whatever, just get her home.
That's tough. Like, and yeah, I mean, I'm sure he was just like, oh, he's just a creep boat. But if he was like already trying to advance on her, like, chances are he's probably gonna try and rape or do something to her.
I know.
But like, you can't say, yeah, that's a tough one.
And gladly we know that.
Yeah, that would
never let that happen.
That would be tough. But
Yeah.
I can't blame her. But like, holy shit. Oh, I'm sure, and I can't imagine how that poor woman feels today.
I know.
I can't imagine how she feels. Ugh.
Probably pissed off that he's not arrested yet.
That's a big one.
So, who is Paul Flores, do you ask?
Oh, well, yeah, who is that
He's a fucking
fuckface?
free man. And he lives in San Pedro, California right now, 24 years later, after the disappearance of Kristen D. Smart.
So, she disappears, and I'm assuming her parents, like, try and call her.
Oh, we're going to get into it.
Okay.
Here, let me keep going.
But you're telling me who Paul Flores is right now.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Paul Flores for a second.
I want to hurt him. But. Yeah,
so again, the people that knew him, not friends or acquaintances, because he apparently didn't have really any friends.
Shocking.
He was known as Chester the Molester, Scary Paul.
Oh, good.
Are just a few of his nicknames.
Adjectives.
And this is when he was a fucking teenager. Also used to work at my favorite hamburger place called Garland's in Oceano or Grover Beach. So he might have made me a goddamn hamburger.
He probably made you a hamburger.
He probably fucking did. Also, there's been other accounts of places that he's worked where he's like where he worked at Garland's. He stalked a girl. Like he would follow her home and shit.
Dude,
in high school.
This guy whatever. Like if there's no evidence with this disappearance, but like. How is this guy not arrested for other fucking shit?
Yeah, that's a real good question.
Okay. Anyway, go on. Jesus.
Oh yeah, he even almost killed a boy in 8th grade by jumping on his head.
Oh.
Because he would bully this little nerdy boy.
Oh.
And then this little nerdy boy, who was also interviewed on the podcast, one day was like, oh, no, I'm going to stand up for myself today.
Good on you, nerdo.
And it didn't work out very well for him. And Paul Flores ended up...
He got mad.
Well, I think the little boy, kicked him in the face. And then he got pissed and got up and literally jumped on his head. And the little kid almost fucking died.
No shit.
Yeah, and they were they got a lawsuit against them for that, or they got a settlement, and then that was when his family lived in Torrance, and they pretty much very shortly after moved up to Arroyo Grande, California.
But wait a minute. So they got a lawsuit out of it, but he didn't get charged with attempted first degree murder?
No.
Okay, sweet. Okay.
So I don't know if his family has some connections or some shit.
There has to be.
There has to be something weird.
I mean, there has to be. He must come from a lot of wealth and a lot of power.
They don't seem like they're but I don't know.
Who knows?
Who the fuck knows?
He could just be wannabe fucking gangster. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, he's a white ass blonde hair, blue eyed boy.
I was gonna say, is he white?
Yeah, he's also fucking real white. I mean, Flores is a Mexican last name. And I think he's
weirdly,
but he's a blonde hair, blue eyed boy.
Yeah, weirdly, I don't know what. I mean, you were saying Flores, but I was picturing a skinny, white dude.
That's exactly who he is. I'll post pictures of him because
no offense.
Everyone should know what his face looks like now and then.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
in case you're ever in San Pedro or literally anywhere else in the world. So, anyways, Paul was the last person to see Kristen. So Kristen isn't seen the next day from Margarita.
I have so many questions that I have to just, like, shut the fuck up and let you just talk. Sorry, keep going.
She tells campus police and security,
Okay.
and she just went camping. It's Memorial Day weekend. She's a college student. She just went home.
What?
She's at the beach. She's fine. Like, she's fine. Doesn't show up the next day. She's camping for sure. There's no cell phones at this point. Keep in mind, like, you can't just call, you know.
Right, no.
Whatever.
Unless you have, like, $5
Still
billion.
don't even call her parents, though. Don't call her parents yet.
Holy shit.
Blah, blah, blah. Went to the mountains doing something. She's a college kid, whatever.
They're crazy and they're
Yeah.
wild. They're free spirits
Yep.
of learning them and discovering themselves.
And then, yeah, exactly. And then when she didn't show up for school on Tuesday and her roommate also was like, where's my roommate? Her parents were finally called 4 days after she was missing to see if she went up to visit them. She didn't.
that is so much time that could have something. I mean, like, how
That's so much time for things to fucking be hidden and covered up and be fucking
destroyed.
destroyed.
Holy
right?
shit. In today's age, like, people like freak out if they don't see, like, their grown-ass child, like, in an hour. It's insane. Okay, go on.
So
Okay.
basically, really fucked up campus security and the police, in my opinion.
No shit. Okay.
Obviously.
I can't believe that, but okay. Again, I'm trying to, like, give a bit of the doubt. It's 96, but just, like, no, that doesn't. Anyway, go on.
So obviously some questioning starts happening. Where's Kristen? So there's some people that are starting to be questioned.
Right.
Paul's one of those people.
Okay.
When Paul's questioned, he has a black eye. They wonder,
Oh, that gives me the chills.
Yeah.
Oh.
and there's more things that I forget, but you literally need to listen to this podcast. It is insane.
He has a black eye?
He has a black eye. Why do you have a black eye, Paul?
Because he got
Well,
sucked in the
well,
face
his
by
fir-
Kristen?
Well, his first story that he tells the detective, the first story, is that he got it from banging his eye on the steering wheel because he was changing his radio at 5 a.m. or some shit. And then
Do you know
later
how you do
on,
that when you
got
bang-
caught in that story and was like, well, actually, I wasn't. I was, I forget what he actually said, but he literally was caught in a lie.
No shit. That's the dumbest lie I've ever heard.
And then, like, during the end of the interview, he was like, well, I need to leave because I have to go clean up cement in my mom's yard. This is literally in the report.
Shut the fuck up.
Yes.
I have to go clean up cement in my mom's yard.
Yeah, because he had some weird... I think he had some stuff on his shirt, and they asked him about it, and then he's like, well, I have to go now because I have to go clean up cement.
That's like him having blood all over his shirt. Like, hey, I gotta go wash this off because it was... I just rescued a bunch of bloody puppies.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Oh, go clean up your cement in your mom's yard.
What the fuck? I mean, it wasn't even like he was being coy with it. Like, I can't even like think of an analogy for it because it's so like, hey, I gotta go like, I don't even know because
And I think he also had,
Oh my
he obviously
God.
had mental issues, obviously. But like,
okay, so then what happened? I have to go clean cement out of my mom's yard. Okay, sweet.
So
I have to go
this
clean
is
up the
a little
crime scene.
fast forward, but he's also actually video recorded in another deposition with his lawyer, and the defense or whatever is like asking him like literal basic questions like, do you live in a home?
Right.
Does your mom have a sister?
And what is he
And literally
saying?
to every question he's like, his lawyer every question like points to a piece of paper in the fucking video and is like to read this, Paul, and he's like, under the Fifth Amendment, I choose to not answer
like-
this. He basically pleads the Fifth in every single question, even
But
when it's
he-
like, do you have
But he
an
has,
eyeball?
But he has to like have.
But
He has to keep being reminded. Like he can't figure it out for himself.
yeah, so that the
Interesting.
lawyer's
Okay.
like, don't fucking talk. Also,
Because he's that dumb that his lawyer's like, you will say something incriminating because you're a dumbass.
also in I think one of his first interviews or like whatever they're called.
Yeah. Depositions, you're right.
The detective or whatever does note saying that it looks like he's about to say something like his knees buckle and he starts getting all
He's
weird.
nervous.
He's nervous
Yeah.
and weird. And I think that's when he's like, I have to go or whatever.
I have to pee.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then So basically, she's reported as missing. Kristen is, and that's that. There were not really a lot of other. There weren't really any other suspects. And
because he had the murderer.
And apparently, the police were doing everything they could to find her.
So did they go and get a search warrant for the mom's house where the cement cleaning up is happening?
About to get to that, girl. So, they don't get search warrants to search the parents' homes until July 26th.
Oh my God.
Or
okay, sweet.
Like July 20-something.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Also, Reuben and Susan are Paul's parents. Reuben and Susan don't live together, but they think that Reuben and Susan live together. So they search technically Reuben Flores' home, which they think is both their homes. But Susan, meanwhile, lives in another house, but they don't know that.
To his mom's house to clean up the cement. Okay.
Yes, but they search Reuben Flores' house. Okay? So,
did they? Okay.
So, the home search of Reuben Flores' home search was a quick search. It's said to be kind of mainly a visible search.
Just like
they
looking
didn't bring
around,
forensic scientists. They didn't bring cadaver dogs. They didn't bring fucking anything really except for their own goddamn eyeballs.
Yeah.
And the reason for that apparently was that they weren't looking for Kristen's body. They were just looking for her things. It's like, are you fucking what? So they're like, yeah, we didn't bring cadaver dogs. We didn't bring any of this other stuff. Even though I think after, yeah.
Who was this family? Because clearly they had some backing with the police department. Like, I don't understand.
Idea. I don't know.
But okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So they take a good once over with their eyeballs, and they call it good.
Yep. So this is the only things they find.
Oh, perfect. Her underwear. Jesus.
Close. Just some newspaper clippings about her underneath Paul's bed and Reuben's bed. Just underneath it casually, because why wouldn't anyone just do that? Oh, they also found a police baton that they, of course, confiscated because people aren't allowed to have those in their home.
That's naughty, you guys.
Civilians. Yeah, so they confiscated that. Thank God.
I mean, praise Jesus.
Thank God they got that.
Oh, my word. Okay.
They also never searched the mom's house because they didn't really,
she could be buried in her backyard.
She could be. That's for damn sure. So, it doesn't go search for the entire summer, basically. Okay. And then Miss Susan lists her house for rent in August.
Okay.
Without a search still. Pretty sure.
Okay.
So she finally rents it out in September.
Okay.
She accepts the renters literally the day because she couldn't rent it out, and then she lowered the price. These people contacted them. She literally gave it the house that day. And they live in a beautiful, like a really nice home on a nice street, nice neighborhood in Rio Grande. It's great.
Okay.
So the family's like super stoked to live there. But they start getting like weird postcards and stuff saying like, please urge your son to come forward and all this like weird shit saying stuff like that. And they're like, what the fuck's going on?
Right.
And then homegirl, the lady that lives there, finds a gold earring in the driveway with a red fingerprint smudge on it.
Shut the fuck
And then she shows it to her husband. She's like, this is weird. Do you think this has anything to do with like the fact that they're trying to tell their son to like come forward about something? So like normal citizens, they call the police, right?
And then what happens?
So a big old detective man comes over, a big scary bald man is what they described him as.
Lovely.
And the detective interviews them. He seems kind of like an angry kind of like questioning them, I guess. And they also immediately put, like, as soon as they find it, she put it in a Ziploc bag, and like she tells them they have an earring, she gives them the earring, all good. And then
yikes.
Yeah, so then somehow they end up losing the earring.
The police department?
The police department ends up losing the earring, Shay.
Okay.
The one fucking thing of evidence. They're really good at their jobs, or something really fishy is going on, right?
Who is this family?
I don't know.
And what do they have on the freaking police department that they
I think it's that, and I mean, this is obviously speculation in my own goddamn opinion, but I think it has to do with a part of the college reputation.
That's a good call.
Because Cal Poly is a giant ass school.
Right.
That brings so much money into San Luis Obispo.
Right.
And they fucked up.
Yeah. No shit. I mean, majorly.
But also, why is the
that's a
Flores
bad
family
headline.
getting away with all this shit at the
Right.
same time? So it's like, what?
Are they big contributors or
So
who?
what is this weird thing?
So they might be like big
don't know.
contributors to the college or something is fishy there.
Yeah, because also Paul Flores got oh my God, you just sparked something. They talk about in the podcast that Paul Flores got accepted to Cal Poly even though he had fucking horrible grades, which Cal Poly is a really hard school to get into.
There's some money behind that. There's money behind it.
That has to be it.
That has to be it. And they're not gonna like.
I didn't even.
But then think about that. So then you have somebody that they if that got out, like if that really is true, like what if he bought his way in, and then a murder happens by him from a student that was bought into the school. I mean, that's a shitty headline. That's a fucking shitty headline.
So yeah.
So he's a piece of shit.
So yep, they lose the earring that the family found in the yard.
Oh my God.
Also, something weird that happened with those tenants is that there was a trash can on the property right when they moved in that Ruben Flores was like, don't touch that trash can. I'm coming to get it. Please do not use the trash can. Do not do anything with the trash can.
There's blood in the trash can.
So they find the earring and whatever. So that gives them reason to search Susan Flores' house, even though they lose the earring. So they search it, but like they don't get to search the whole yard.
They searched like a little patch of grass. Like,
They
it's
did
good.
they brought cadaver dogs, but they like brushed it off or something.
They
fucking
kept choking,
ridiculous.
chaining them.
Yeah,
As like
pretty
every time they
much.
were like, there's a bunch of blood here. And they're like, no, bad.
So speaking of how the cops were really not good at their job in this case, let's
They
talk
were-
about some other things that
Were
they
they
didn't
being paid
do.
off? Yeah.
They also never got phone records from Paul's room where he supposedly called his father that night, the night of the disappearance.
This guy was an idiot.
Ruben Flores, who apparently left the house like a bat out of hell when he got home, when he got a call from his son, which was according to Susan Flores' friend, apparently talked to Paul that night and was actually called from the room.
Okay.
Another thing they did was they searched the dorms with cadaver dogs, 4 different cadaver dogs.
Okay.
The only time these cadaver dogs ever found anything was in room 128, and I bet you can guess whose room that was.
Mr. Paul's.
Yeah, and it was on the corner of his bed, and every single dog, the corner of his bed and his trash can or something like that.
They were finding like a decay of body.
Because the dogs are trained to sense only certain chemicals that are released by human decay, not animal decay.
Right, human
and
decay.
They're different. There's different chemicals that happen.
Right.
And yes, you can't talk to a fucking dog and ask him what exactly he smelled.
That'd be amazing.
But they're also trained to not smell like, oh, I smelled roast beef. I better tell him about it.
Right.
So, anyways, they search the place with the one dog. Then they have 3 other dogs come in, and they all like sense something on the corner of his bed and in Paul's room. No further investigations on that room, though.
Dude, these guys must
It's
have had a
insane.
lot of money. They must have had a lot of money.
I don't get
This
it.
is super sad.
They had friends in the
Poor
right places, too.
Kristen.
Because also they talk about how Susan Flores' like boyfriend had some buddies in the fucking system as well. And it's crazy.
This poor girl. I really hope she didn't feel
We're gonna
anything when
find
she
her.
died. Oh my god.
We're going to find her.
Oh god. So she probably died in that shitty dorm room. But I mean, I don't know. Like, what if she he raped her and then she was coherent and then she's like, I'm gonna fucking tell, and then he got
And
mad.
then he got mad.
I'm
That's
thinking
too,
about
because he got a black eye. She obviously probably fought back.
right.
They talk
Ooh.
about some other things that they noticed on him too, but I forget. So listen to the podcast. It's
Okay,
amazing.
holy shit. This poor girl. Oh, my heart breaks
Yeah.
for her. Poor thing.
So yeah. So all the dogs fucking sense something. Nothing happens.
God. Okay. That's lovely.
And how Susan Flores put it was that he must have been eating it was a sandwich he was eating in his bed.
What?
It like the fucking thing that the dog smelled
Was he eating
an
a
old
cadaver sandwich?
Probably.
Okay.
Great.
Okay. Perfect.
Because it was probably just a dead animal. And that was like that was valid.
So when was this? Was this 1997 or 98?
The cadaver dogs was like 1996, I believe.
It was still 96 because obviously they could still smell the dead body.
So 97 is when
Whew.
Yeah, 97 is when they searched the house again after the tenants, but they like weren't able to search it all, and they like came up with like they found some anomalies under the cement, but like they figured it was nothing to dig up. So
What the
and a lot of the things too was like the police department didn't want to like spend the extra money.
Wait a minute. They found anomalies like sea anemones under the cement. Where he said he cleaned up the cement.
Well, he was
at his mom's house.
So
cool.
There ended up being two layers of cement in the backyard. Just so you know.
Okay.
Also, there are planters cut out of the cement after the cement was poured to lay like planters.
This guy
and then
is
they
like,
scalloped like a retaining wall.
What?
It reminds me of the fucking fun house. What's her name? The lady that built the fucking crazy house.
Yeah.
For the ghosts.
Yeah.
But it's like we're protecting our son, so we're just gonna build all these weird things so it just like distracts them from other shit. I don't know. It's still there. So her house is still there. She still lives in it with her mother.
Her body could be
under that cement.
Okay.
They've done more searches, but I'll tell you about that in a second too.
Okay.
Okay, deep breath time. Inhale, exhale. I literally wrote that right now. Okay?
Let's be inhaling and exhaling really quick.
Another random little fun fact I wanted to share is that someone did see Ruben Flores that weekend in his little pickup truck being closely followed by another little pickup truck that they couldn't pick out who it was. And those two were seen driving in the Arroyo Grande Village, kind of over by Paul Flores' house.
Trash bag in the back?
I don't know, but the two trucks were there, and they were identified as Ruben and Paul Flores' trucks.
I mean,
but not by the police.
These guys are asking to be caught. I mean, this is like the most clumsiest way to like cover up a murder, and somehow they got away with it, or getting away with it, or whatever. Okay, keep going.
So, anyways, so they search Susan Flores' house, like, barely. They leave it,
They're just like,
they're just like, all right.
There's nothing here.
They use their technology. They can't find anything, apparently, and the anomalies that they find are not legit enough for them to actually look. And also, I'm pretty sure there was a cadaver dog that went to the house and also sent something where that fucking trash can was.
Right.
That the guy that he came and picked up.
Don't touch it!
Yeah.
Okay, man. That's cool. You like your garbage. I get it.
Got it. All right, so
Jesus.
That's the end of that. Fast forward to 2005.
So he just living his life for 10 fucking years.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, sweet.
So let's fast forward to 2005. A man named Dennis from North Carolina ends up hearing about the story, and he was interested in this other girl that had disappeared and like either tried to help find the killer or was like trying to help. And then he found out about Kristen. He's like he's like not in the police department. He's just this amateur dude, just like super
like the pharmacist dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Vigilante.
And a vigilante.
Yes, I like it.
And he decides, with the blessing of his boss in North Carolina, to move across country to find Kristen
Bravo,
D. Smart.
boss. That's awesome.
To try to find her. So he moves to San Luis Obispo and ends up getting a job as a delivery driver in San Luis Obispo, like college area, and ends up delivering pizzas. And every pizza he delivers, he asks if they know about Kristen D. Smart. So he starts doing his own research, and this is the first step. Is he starts asking about Kristen D. Smart, and then I think he ends up finding out about her family, and that they live in Arroyo Grande. So he finds out where Susan lives, and then he's like, "Well, I'm gonna go fucking hang out by Susan's house." So
damn, can you imagine just be like, just hitting that right like high person who's getting like 17 pizzas and just like, yeah, man, they live over there.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Thank you.
That'll be $17.
He's like, here you go, man. It's cool. All right, go on.
Get the change, you filthy animal. So he starts like
essential.
So he starts like hanging outside their house, and obviously he's not the first person to hang outside this house. Like they call the cops constantly on people doing this. And so then he keeps standing outside their house, and they call the cops on him. And then Ruben starts taking pictures of him, and this kind of like freaks Dennis out. But then he's like, well, if they're taking pictures of me, I can probably take pictures of them. So he finds out how to do it.
Okay.
So when they're on public property, he's allowed to take pictures of them. So
Right.
he still goes out there, still does that. The cops are called on him. He's told to leave.
He's like,
Same
I don't
thing.
give a fuck. Got all goddamn day.
So, and he waits pretty much every day. So
Good
there's
on
this
him.
one last time that he's taking pictures of her, and the cops are there at this point, and he does something, or he takes a picture, and she like freaks out and attacks him. So then she like runs at him and like jumps on him. So the police are allowed to arrest her.
Good.
So they end up arresting her.
Thank God.
And then Dennis is also interviewed on the podcast and says that while the cops were talking, she was in the cop car with her fucking arms in front of her, not behind her.
Right.
And the window
This
was
is
down.
All weird to me.
And then she looks at him and is like, "Pew," and then with her fingers, and then she's like, yeah, he killed Chris, and he killed that little Adolphe girl too. And there was the other girl that he was also looking for, the murderer or whatever, which who knows if he actually killed this other girl too, but that's literally what he said. That's what she said to him, to Dennis, while the cops were like not paying attention apparently. So I don't know if that's true either, but that is what he said.
Holy shit.
So
This family must have so much money.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
okay.
So this also ends up like, yes, she gets arrested, but they end up filing a suit against Dennis.
Okay.
Because of harassment and all this shit, and like he's so interested in this girl, and she like they don't even know, and she doesn't even know him, and also people around town were like suspicious of this Dennis guy, and it's like, oh, you're not suspicious of Paul fucking Flores, but you're suspicious of a man who wants to find the person that killed the family, and
You're
is
trying
like
to get
not
justice?
trying to, and they're like, yeah, he's not even trying to take money, and it's like,
trying to be a good person, and like,
and
but
he
like,
must be the murderer. Like, what?
what the fuck?
Yeah, dude. Glad I got out of there. Just kidding. Crazy town.
Jesus. Okay.
So the good thing about that suit though is that it opened up the house to be searched again.
Thank God. Tell me something good happened from it. Okay.
Kinda. So this time, by this
my
point, at 2005, they have radar technology.
Okay.
And they get the top radar experts who wrote the books on it to come out. And guess where he's from, Shay? Denver, Colorado.
Get after it.
And so he comes out and does he like scans the ground, like he does his radar shit.
Right. He's
That's
not like
technology.
scanning it like in the air, like, oh, there's no things in here.
There's
like,
nothing in here. So he's also interviewed on the podcast.
Okay.
And talks about how they did search most of the yard,
okay.
but they weren't allowed to search certain areas.
What do you mean they
like
weren't
the
allowed?
planter.
Why weren't they
One
allowed?
of the stipulations was they weren't allowed to look in the planter.
Shut the fuck up. What do you mean a stipulation?
Or it was like they wouldn't move their shit, so they couldn't properly search it, and
That
they were
makes more
allowed to
sense.
not move their stuff.
But even then,
And they also it took them a whole month. Like the Floreses knew that they were coming, and it took them a whole month to finally get them a warrant out there to be able to do it all. So by this time, I guess their yard was like littered with garden tools and like junk, and there's so much shit everywhere.
But they didn't have to move it under the stipulation.
No, they moved some stuff, but they didn't
Who
move all the
are
shit.
these people? What assholes are they licking that they don't that like they can just get away with this?
I know. I don't understand either. But people need to be aware that this is what I'm sure this isn't the first fucking time something like this has happened.
That poor girl is probably in that backyard somewhere. Oh my God.
So, yeah. So, buttons on your underwear. Okay. So, at this point, yeah, the yard was littered with trash, garden tools. There was shit everywhere. Also, you remember where that like trash can was and
Right.
the earring was found? Oh, well, don't worry. There's a garage there now in
Oh.
2005.
Just right on top of
garage
it?
on top. They poured another layer of cement, which literally makes no sense to how their yard is.
I was like gonna say, is it just like stuck out in the middle of the curb?
Yeah, it blocks to get to the backyard because they built
This is so
a
ridiculous.
garage. And then so he tries to search the garage, and there's like a trailer in there and a bunch of boxes, and they refuse to remove a bunch of the shit, so he can't properly search it. But he was like, again, there's a lot of anomalies, and I guess he was able to see underneath the planter area,
Right.
And he saw this little box, and he's like, it just looked like there was junk buried under there, like maybe old beer cans or something like that. But when he said that to me, I was like, that's her jewelry and shit.
Right.
That's her shit.
Right. It's her items.
But they weren't able to dig under it or something
Why?
and get it out.
But why?
I forget, because because they needed more time or more warrants, and like they didn't want to give it to them or something ridiculous.
Who are these people?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't understand how this is not,
I don't understand how
It's
this is
just-
more national news and how this is like why this is
because until this podcast, no one knew about this shit.
okay.
Well, people did, but it was like, who's gonna talk about it? How are you gonna get fucking?
But this is so
But they should.
obviously like what I mean, this girl is in the
Well, look at
backyard.
who's covering it up. Apparently, a lot of powerful entities.
Yeah, again, it's a bad headline. They bought maybe I mean, if that is true, they bought their way into that school, you know.
Yeah, like
Who else are they buying into that
this.
school?
Literally, like, there's no
Holy
like
shit.
this is
Okay.
gonna get resolved. Like it has to.
It will be. Enough people will hear about it and enough people will raise some red flags and
I
they will
fucking
will
hope.
be taken down.
It's insane.
Yikes. This is some scary shit.
So that was that search, and then they had to leave, and nothing came of that one.
Okay, bye.
Even though they had better fucking technology, but nope.
Bye.
Hey, see you later. We'll keep being creepy assholes and living our fucking lives.
Okay. Sweet.
So,
Yikes.
yeah. So there was another search done in 2011.
Of course there
That was the next search done. Meanwhile, the family and other people are doing their own searches. Also, I heard that people would offer to donate their services, their equipment, their shit to do more. And they were like, no,
Okay.
not that you should like dig up the whole state, but
But
like,
you should dig out that whole entire fucking
but
backyard.
why haven't you dug up anyone's backyard?
Right?
How is no one's yard being dug up?
One person. We're just looking for one person's backyard. Okay, so go on. What happens next?
Oh, well, just wait. So there's a new sheriff in town in 2011.
Perfect.
And he vows to not reopen the fucking case, but like,
To solve
we're
it.
really gonna fucking do this, right?
My guess is he did not.
So,
My guess is he makes it worse.
so the first place he searched,
In the trash can?
not anyone's yard.
Oh,
Because
God.
remember, Ruben Flores has a yard that literally was never searched either, but I'll talk more about that. But the first place he searched, I'll actually talk about that right now. Ruben Flores' yard was also never searched, just like he never forensic searched, anything like that.
Okay.
You want to know what Paul Flores' backyard is, or Ruben Flores' backyard is? It's an overgrown avocado orchard on a fucking hill.
Of course it is.
But why would you dig that up? Because
There's a lot of
Stupid.
avocados. That's very expensive.
so the sheriff does propose a new search. Guess where it is? Not any of those places. It is the Cal Poly P on the hill. You know how we have an A on our hill in Fort Collins?
Yeah. For
It's like a
Aggies.
P for Polytechnic.
So he just like
And he, I guess, gets like a fucking hint or a tip or something, a pretty fucking substantial one. Literally it's like the mountainside.
or did he just
Digs it up.
take a dart and throw it at a map?
Who knows? Apparently, he got a pretty good tip because it was like a 4-day dig.
Yeah,
They found some things of decaying things, but I think it ended up being animals.
I was like the raccoons. The tip of a dart. Jesus Christ.
So,
Sweet. So then what
yeah.
happens? Fast forward some more.
So yeah, there's also been rumors many rumors to where she's been buried. There's been psychics that are like, I think she's here. I think she's here. And the family pretty much goes on, like, literally searches every place just because what if?
Was she an only child?
No, she had, I think she had two
thank
siblings.
Thank God she was an only child. But, like...
Yeah, she had two siblings.
She is in his mom's backyard.
Yeah, it seems she's in Susan's backyard. But also keep in mind who helped Paul that night.
That's fair, but like if they don't even want like the planter, I mean, like
exactly.
Or they took it, or they took like it, and it's in both their backyards.
Exactly. That's what I think it's both.
Like we'll give you like the 12 pieces of avocado toast.
Her shit is at at Susan's,
and then her
and
body's
I think she's at
the
Ruben's,
dad's.
but I don't know. And also, she could have been moved in the last 24 years.
I mean, and that's the other thing too is like she could have been moved and disposed of at this point.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
This poor girl.
And literally the only way, like, and the thing that's keeping Paul fucking safe to this day is that he literally has never talked and has never had to talk.
Yeah, what is he doing? Does he just have like a...
He like works in a fucking like factory in San Pedro, California.
Lovely.
So fast forward to now.
Yeah.
Are you guys pissed yet?
So the reason why I was gonna do this because I heard about like whatever, but I didn't. I actually stopped listening what was going on because I wanted just to hear it from you. I was going to do this story, but again, I'm glad we talked, because of the new revelations. But I don't know what those are because I just stopped listening. So go. So what happened?
So this podcast that I listen to, Your Own Backyard, which again, seriously, guys, listen to it because it's
great,
insane.
Okay,
and it'll rile you right up.
Love it.
So Paul Flores is alive and well. He lives in San Pedro, California, in a home.
At home.
In a home.
Oh, in a home.
Mr. Chris Lambert actually went and parked outside his house. There's also a poster of Kristen D. Smart and Paul Flores' face right outside saying missing Kristen D. Smart. I'll put those pictures online.
Good.
For sure.
Do it. Fucker.
But she's still not found, Kristen D. Smart. And no one has been convicted of her murder. Still to this day. No one's been arrested for it.
My only hope is that he finds Jesus, and that's usually what happens. It's like, I found Jesus, so I had to come clean.
I know.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, people just need to go stand outside his house and bug the fuck out of him because he will break.
He'll break because
he's almost broke a lot of different times.
He's weak. So, holy shit. Okay, but go on. What are the revelations?
So the latest in the news is that they found, and the latest news that I got was from this podcast on January 29th of this year.
Okay.
So they found Paul Flores' trucks, and actually the podcast guy got an anonymous tip that they did.
Okay.
And so he researched his own stuff, and then so whoever was giving him this tip, whatever. Yeah, so they found the two old trucks like in Arizona or like Utah or something.
Okay.
And then on February 5th, the LA Times wrote this article. And I'm just going to read a little bit.
Perfect.
Investigators and the FBI on Wednesday served search warrants in San Luis Obispo County, Washington State, and San Pedro, where a man who was questioned at the time of Smart's disappearance now lives. The San Luis Obispo County Sheriff's Office said it disclosed the development due to the high-profile nature of the investigation into the disappearance and whereabouts of Kristen Smart and to avoid the dissemination of misinformation. Sheriff's officials said the warrants remain sealed, but multiple sources said they are part of an effort to gather physical evidence, including DNA that might reveal what happened to the 19-year-old. It talks about some other stuff, and then it says one of the locations being searched is in the 900 block of the West Upland Avenue in San Pedro, where Paul Flores, a fellow Cal Poly SLO student who was questioned in Smart's disappearance at the time, has lived for more than a decade, according to sources. So sweet, they searched his house.
That's not going to do anything. It's not going to do jack shit.
Cool, guys. The warrants come, so maybe they can, I don't know. Anyways, the warrants come after investigators recently found that two trucks connected to Flores' family at the time Smart went missing were found by investigators in another state.
Good.
And so that's pretty much that article. And it's February 28th. The podcast guy hasn't come out with anything new. I couldn't find any new articles about it. But I know he's stirring up a lot of, like, interest in this story. There's also been a couple other people that have done the same thing, like that guy Dennis I talked about. Like, back then, he started his own website that was called The Son of Susan to, like, get the awareness out about her and, like, talk about fucking the Floreses and, like, you know?
Eventually, they're going to have to come clean.
Yeah.
Too many people will ask for justice for.
It's crazy.
But I feel bad
they
for
need
their
to
family.
fucking crack, dude.
Yeah, they do. They will.
And it's just like, what the fuck's actually going on?
Yeah. That's true. I want to know who this family is and how much money they have to be able to cover this up, because clearly
maybe they're like secret agents. I don't fucking know.
There's some.
What did they do?
They must have.
What did Ruben Flores do?
They must have some insane tie to the school.
Also, a little background about Ruben Flores. Yeah. Him and Susan were separated because he was an abusive, physically and mentally horrible husband. And oh, and then the only girl to have ever supposedly been Paul Flores' girlfriend, like this was
like
years
for real,
after
like with consent,
years after the disappearance. She's actually interviewed in the podcast too.
Oh, interesting.
And literally every girl that is ever interviewed or ever talks about Paul Flores is like, I'm not surprised he was connected. He creeped me the fuck out. He would stare at you for like a couple minutes and give you the creepiest feelings all the time. Men would say that. Men would even say that about this man.
It's a creep boat.
So, like, if you guys feel that way about someone, like, it's like our intuition, if you want to believe it or not, is real. Sometimes our intuition's off, for sure. I'm not saying, like, if you feel the heebie-jeebies about everyone you see, like, maybe you should call the cops. But, like, just, like, I don't know. It's crazy that, I don't know.
It's easy.
Our bodies can tell us a lot.
It's easy to, like, kind of be in, just have that hindsight after everything's happened. But, like, if that poor girl that was walking with them, and I'm sure her instinct was just to get the fuck away, but I'm sure, like, now she's like, I should have just dragged her ass into my house and just I don't know this girl, but, like, I needed to get her away from him. But I'm sure her whole body was like, get the fuck away from him. Ugh.
And Tim Davis was actually also speculated, but he was technically, like,
which one was
gone.
Tim Davis?
He was the one that was with Cheryl and Kristen.
No, it was this other dude. Like,
Before.
Everything else is so shady. They're putting, like, fucking garages in the middle of their yards, and, like, I mean, come on.
I know.
Fucking stupid.
And Ruben Flores sounds like a fucking creep.
No shit. Man, he's just protecting his son.
Yeah, so, obviously, like, all of my things that I was saying is my own speculation.
Right.
But I'm sure you can come to your own conclusions about what you fucking think about it.
I have.
And, to me, it seems like a giant cover-up of something.
Giant. More like fucking astronomical.
Astronomical.
Oh, my God.
And I just, like, I don't know, when I was 7 years old, like, till pretty much now, I believed that, like, she was just missing and, like,
right.
They just, like, couldn't find her. How many people are there's, like, 100,000 missing people in the fucking country every year or some shit.
This one is pretty black and white.
That is very black and white, but it's, like, how many different cases are there like this where it's, like, they fucking know who did it,
right?
But nothing's being done about it, or, like, because they, like, can't I don't know. It's just
it's like the dogs could have been smelling a rancid hot dog. It might not have been a decaying body. Like, what is...
And all the lies he was caught in, like, his reputation.
I tripped and landed on a doorknob, and that's how I got the black eye. Like, come on now.
Oh, one really cool thing that I thought was neat about Mr. Dennis.
Yeah.
So the Michael Jackson trial was like 2001 or something.
Michael Jackson was 2005.
So,
I think because he died in 4 or 5.
Well, was that one of? Was that
the Michael Jackson? I think was 2007. I think he died in 2005. Yeah. No, wait. He died later than that. That's so wrong.
Yeah, he died
That's
2010.
So incorrect.
Anyways, it was like
Yeah.
when this guy moved out here. I don't know. It was during the Michael Jackson trial. Very
Yeah.
highly publicized fucking trial.
Mm-hmm.
And it was also on the Central Coast. Santa Maria, California was where his trial was, right?
Yep.
So Dennis, knowing
where
that
that-
this was a high ass
So this Gabriel kid I'm watching on Netflix is too.
Santa Maria.
Because that's also the same. Well, that's
Wow, what a great place to grow up.
yay. Okay, go on.
It is.
That's what it said. Like that they said it's the same one that were the Michael Jackson. Oh, the Michael Jackson trial or the Michael Jackson doctor trial.
The molestation trial.
Oh no, then it's different. Sorry.
Okay.
The doctor trial was held in Los Angeles.
Okay.
Yeah, with where O.J. Simpson was as well.
So this was the molestation trial.
So many trials. I can't keep up.
I think.
I don't know.
It was
anyway, go on.
Jesus
Sorry.
Christ. It was a Michael Jackson trial. I thought it was the molestation one. But no, that was in the 90s.
You know what we should call this thing?
I don't
this
fucking
episode?
know what I'm talking about.
This should be called Squirrel. Squirrel!
Anyways, Michael Jackson trial, he made a poster and he made this like slogan up called dig up Susan Flores' yard. He made a giant poster.
Get after
and
it.
literally stood on the TV screen because you know that they showed all the fans
And they're like, what
he
the fuck?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
what the fuck does that mean? So that was another way he tried to bring awareness, and I was like, what a fucking
He's a little badass.
genius. Like,
Yeah.
because they didn't have social media back then.
Good on him.
So hashtag dig up Susan Flores' yard and dig up
Hash-
Ruben Flores' yard.
Make sure it's a
and also
hashtag on
arrest
the
Paul
post.
Flores.
Hashtag dig up Susan Flores' yard.
Yeah.
Period.
So all in all, we're all gonna find her. We're gonna drive them to find her. I believe it. And I
believe it.
truly, because
People need that, like, I'm
and
telling
the
you.
fact that this story is like insane. It needs to be fucking told so that some shit can happen because I know.
This, you know what
This
this
is
story,
about-
you know what your story should be called? With a shadow of a doubt. Like, honestly, like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Like, why are we, I don't understand,
Like,
why
what-
this is an unsolved case.
I know.
And people will be like, well,
And there's
you're not a
obviously some
detective.
deeper
Like,
reasons why it is because there has
money,
to be.
money, money. It's all about them dollars,
And
dough.
that reputation.
Mhm.
Gotta keep your reputation.
Because who else are they
Hold
buying?
it.
I mean, that's a horrible. I mean, I don't know, but like, maybe there is a connection. Like, what if he really did get bought into that school, and then that person that got bought into that school, if that really is true, I'm not saying that it is, because I'm not gonna like get sued or anything. But if that really is true, and then that person killed somebody, again, bad headline. And if what you say is true, is like that's a lot of money for that community. Bad headline. Period.
Even if he wasn't even like a fucking charity case or whatever.
Doesn't matter.
And who knows? Like,
Bad headline.
yeah.
Because who else are they buying in the schools if that is true? If that is true, that opens up a whole even if it was like one person, that opens up a whole thing.
I just, like, this is probably, like, weird and not selfish to say, but, like, kind of dumb. But, like, I feel betrayed because
'cause you're-
I was a child.
But that's like if I was like in Dripping
Till now.
Springs and I found out like the community that I had such warm butterfly things for, and like you always thought they did good, and it was like this cute innocent community, and it's like got this seedy underbelly, and you're like, what the fuck? And I grew up there, and I whatever, you know what I
just
mean?
weird.
It's just weird. Like that's the right
just
word
so
for it. It's
weird.
just weird because you're just
Especially
like
seeing.
I had this
especially 'cause there's
perception. Right.
Billboards of her face.
Right,
When
and the-
you're a 7-year-old looking at those.
Right, and the police were like, no
they're like,
comment.
Oh, we'll just keep them up.
Yeah.
Just keep them up.
We're going to bring in these cadaver dogs. Like, those are poodles. Like, they're cadaver dogs. Like, it's fine. Yeah.
Oh, they were real ass cadaver dogs, but they were just brushed off smelling old meat.
It was hot dogs.
Even though literally, it's just stupid. It's just sad and crazy. And I hope you guys enjoyed that.
Hooray.
How long was that? 7 hours long?
It was an hour.
Okay.
It wasn't bad.
That wasn't too.
Yeah.
But also,
I'll try to
again,
talk quickly through mine.
Your own backyard.
I'm gonna put that on my fucking list.
It's so
I love it.
good. And I'm just like so happy that this boy is doing this because first of all, like everyone wants to listen to crime stories nowadays. Like everyone loves murder documentaries and all this shit. And like the fact that he's doing his own, like he's obviously super interested in it and is like very passionate about it, and it like shows, and he is learning, and people are actually coming to him and like want to tell him the information, and I just think that's fucking dope. And the fact that he is doing ongoing episodes about it, like it wasn't just one episode, like he's coming out with new episodes whenever he can, basically. And he was able to like quit his job because so many people were like, oh my God, like you need to keep doing more shit with this. I don't know. Wow. It's sweet.
I like it.
But also like, yeah, it's just mind-blowing and really fucking frustrating and maddening.
That's upsetting. And I'm going to try not to think about that too much tonight when I try and close my little eyeballs.
Also, buddy system.
Always. If you don't know a bitch and you feel like there's something fishy going on, either call her an Uber and watch her ass get in that Uber without the dude, or like fucking...
Yeah, even that, like...
Ugh. Like, yeah. Like,
even if you don't know them, like,
but I get
pull them aside and be like, do you feel okay? Or you
and even if they're drunk,
this?
and now, in this day and age, it's so... Like, yes, in 96, like, yes, you're probably not going to call them a taxi. But this day and age, even if you don't know them and they're fucking belligerent, like, I'm fine. Like, get their ass in an Uber. Watch them drive away without him going into the car, or her, whoever it is, whoever the predator is. I'm not gonna say it's a him. It could be a her. I don't know. But like, seriously, there's no excuse.
Watch out for each other.
It's scary out there.
It is.
Shall I move on to more murder?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we have more murder.
More murder.
Well, we don't know if she's murdered.
This one you definitely.
Just kidding. She was murdered.
Yeah.
We definitely know about this one.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Hello again. It's fine. You cried in the bathroom for 45 minutes and now we're going again.
I did.
She didn't.
I had
it's
a
fine.
nice cry.
You did. Because it was very sad.
It was. I didn't really cry.
No, she didn't cry.
But I did.
Just screamed your pillow lately. Mm-hmm. It's okay. Later.
Just in my car listening to that podcast.
I'm definitely going to be listening to that podcast.
It's really fucking good.
Yeah. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. This is the murder of Hella Crafts. Have you heard of it?
No. Hella?
Hella.
Her name's Hella?
It's Hella. It's spelled Helle, but the only reason why I pronounce it Hella is because this was actually the Forensic Files' very first episode. Hashtag 1996 throwback. 96 is when
Kristen
Homegirl disappeared. Anyway.
Oh my. And that was the first Forensic Files episode?
Mm-hmm. So this one was the first. So they pronounce it Hella. Some people pronounce it Helly because it's Helle. So I'm going to call her Hella. So,
I like Hella.
Because I'm going to go by forensics.
They know what's up.
They're my ride or died.
Okay. Ride or die.
Yeah. All right.
It's always a good one.
It is a good one.
If anyone's wondering, on
my
Netflix,
lullaby.
you can watch all your Forensic Files, and there's like literally 40 seasons.
It's true.
With like 40 episodes each, so you will never run out.
But honestly, the first through like 7 seasons like are the best because they're like those gritty ones. Shitty just they look like they've been filmed through a shitty filter because obviously they were filmed in the 1990s. So they were filmed like for VHS tape, so it's campy and amazing. And the freaking reenactments are my favorite.
They're just classic.
They were like, you know what? We've already been to like 55 like Hallmark freaking auditions. This is the best we're gonna do, and it's fine.
Who can do this for free?
It's fine.
Okay, let's do it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Who wants to be on TV?
It's a nice way to turn that frown upside down.
You want to be in the show? Okay. What is it?
This your accent is gonna be on point with this one. All right, you ready?
Minnesota.
Oh, kind of. But
South
in a
Dakota?
Different way than you think. Okay, here we go. Okay.
What?
Number 1. Here we go. This is number 1.
Here we go.
Listen up, number
That's
one.
also from Drop Dead Gorgeous.
Listen up, number one.
Excuse me, Miss Penthouse 98.
You could drive a boat show through there.
Could you shut your legs, please? You could drive a boat show through those. That's another quote from Drop Dead Gorgeous,
Go watch
which
it.
hopefully makes you want to watch it.
Oh, they're like, we hate this movie. We're gonna gather all 10
All
VHS
our
tapes
random quotes.
and light them on fire. This is the worst thing in the world. Okay,
Okay, I'll shut up.
here we go. So Richard Crafts met Hella back in 1969. So we're taking it back a little bit.
Right when we went to the moon?
When we went to the moon.
That's when
That's
we made a
even-
landing that was lunar.
Hashtag Disney Plus.
Hashtag
sponsor
I
us.
still don't have it. Hashtag I still want to watch Even Stevens.
Do you have Verizon?
I do.
You do?
Can I get it?
Do you have the unlimited plan?
No.
Oh, and the unlimited plan, they give you free Disney Plus for a year.
I need to do some things.
Or you could just pay the
Or I should
$4.89 a
Or
month.
Austin needs to give me his goddamn password.
Come on, Austin.
But also, I
be
need
a
to
nice
get the
brother.
goddamn fucking utensil to do it on.
Utensil.
I don't know.
Do you, what the?
Apparatus?
Do you mean like a fire
Cube?
stick? Oh
Yeah.
my god.
What is that?
Hashtag 30ish. What the fuck, dude? Utensil. What? This is not hashtag
couldn't think of a
60ish.
word.
Jesus Christ.
I need the
I
apparatus.
need like the things where you
for
put the antenna,
internet.
the rabbit ears, and then you put the foil
Oh, I already
on.
have one of those. I watch PBS. God damn it, for free. I'm sorry, it was
Okay.
a $12 antenna. Okay, anyways.
Hashtag Radio
Here we
Shack.
go. Oh my god, I am the worst interrupter.
No, it's fine. This is good. You're lively. You're lively. You're lively. Here we go. Okay, he was a pilot.
Surprisingly.
He was a pilot, but he did not go to the moon. So, and she was a stewardess. It was like Romeo and Juliet.
Was it? There's killing, so
Kind
kinda.
of. So, he actually was already
What
engaged.
if Romeo actually killed Juliet?
Well, he kind of did,
I guess he kind of did.
if you think about
Because
it.
he faked it. Or
He
did she
did.
fake it first?
I mean, no, she faked it, and then he killed himself, and then she killed herself because,
So they did kill each other.
yeah, she faked it first. So that was kind of, she was being a little over
She would
dramatic.
fake it first, wouldn't she?
She would fake it first, and then he faked it, and it was a whole faking thing.
Okay. I'm so sorry.
Anyway, so so he was a pilot, she was a stewardess. Matched,
They went to the
theoretically made in heaven. He actually was already engaged though,
Uh-oh.
but that shit,
hussy.
right? But that shit didn't seem to matter to either one of them.
Mile High Club,
It
motherfuckers.
was exactly that was just fine.
What happens in the sky stays in the
It
sky.
don't count in this big metal tube. So they dated on.
Here's my big metal tube.
Dude, that sounds aggressive and painful. Jesus. So they dated on and off for like a year.
Sorry,
for a number of years.
laughter. I'm sorry, Shay.
No, for a number of years, not for a year, but for a number of years.
Okay.
Okay. So friends of the couple called the relationship rocky, to say the least. He apparently had like countless number of like women on the side.
big metal
He was
tube.
that big metal tube dough. It was a little stout and short, but it could stretch out the edges, you know? So I don't know why I'm being disparaging toward him. Anyway, so, well, in any case, she got pregnant in 1975. So they've dated, they met in 69. They dated for, 6 fucking years. I'm like, I couldn't do that math because it was very easy math, but holy shit. Anyway, and he ends up divorced or, breaking off with his, fiance, and they got
His
married.
financiers?
His financiers. He's a very regal man.
That's a pastry.
Oh, shit, I didn't even know that. Okay.
Yes.
That sound very, that must have been, beyond my, shitty, little pastry classes. Apparently you got better education than I did.
No, I didn't learn it in school. I learned it from books.
Oh, I don't do that book learning, girl. Anyway. and they got married the same year. That was in 1975. And they settled in Newtown, Connecticut. Hooray! Pregnancy that forces you to do things that might not be the best.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, hashtag
What's about to
something,
happen?
something. I don't know. So, what happens? So, a couple years go by, and she has 2 more kids because I'm sure that was like a bandage for the marriage. And the marriage remains rocky. So, but she has 2 more kids in it. But she's like, it's the fucking 70s. What are you going to do?
I guess I'll just have more kids.
I'm just
maybe
going to have
this'll
more
help.
kids. They fucking goddamn kids. Friends describe Richard as cold and unfriendly. So, it's likely a mate that you want to procreate with more. So, he would leave without warning for days, apparently.
Oh, sexy.
Super sexy. And Hella starts to be seen with
Hella pissed.
hella pissed. She was like singing like she was like the Pink before her time. No wait, that's the Gwen Stefani before her time. I get them confused. Don't judge me. Okay, so
I'm judging.
shut up. Yeah. So she like also is like showing like physical abuse on her body. So, but she doesn't say anything to anybody during that time. Wait, I said that wrong. She doesn't say anything to anyone, and during that time, she has a vague inkling that his ass is cheating. So, she's like,
Trifling ass.
the trifling ass fucking
Bastard.
douche canoe. Douche canoe. Douche canoe. I've only
Douche
had, like,
cannoli.
one drink. Holy crap. Okay, so all the signs would like point to divorce, right? Nah, not for these 2. So, whether she stayed
Made
for
that vow.
right? So whether she stayed for the kids or maybe a pride thing, she endured his bullshit for like 11 more fucking years. So finally, in the summer of 1986, a year after I was born, she like retained like a divorce attorney and later hired a private detective named Keith Mayo, a former Connecticut cop, to gather evidence against Richard. So on November 19th of 1986, a friend of Hella's dropped her off at home after a shift from work. So, meaning like I think she came like from a leg from, I think it was Italy or Germany, I can't remember. So you know those little shifts at work. So she came like,
Yeah, I know about those.
you know, those little 9 to 5s where you're flying across the fucking world. And that was, so she dropped her off, and then that was like the last time anyone saw her alive. Authorities were alerted after she didn't show up for her next shift at work, which was, according to coworkers, was super...
She wasn't just camping.
No, she wasn't camping.
She wasn't just.
She wasn't going off into the hills because she was trying to find herself, like those crazy students. Those crazy stewardess. They wander off if you don't keep them like a little bell on them. So
They do.
you have to get that little like ding button to be able to like have them scamper out of the bushes.
That's how they know to come back.
It's true. So so true.
Oh, I forgot what I was for
I
a
was
second.
super confused. So she didn't show up. Friends were like, that's fucking weird. And some of her friends also reported her stating, quote, if something happens to me, don't think it was an accident, end quote. So a little bit of a red flag. Take it for what it is. So detectives interviewed Dawn Marie Thomas, and that was the Kraus on par.
Donnie and Marie Osmond?
That's correct.
I
It
knew
was kind of the like late 80s.
They were probably playing in the background during the interview.
They were, that just to their children. That would be amazing. They're like, we need to ask you some questions. But after this number, anyway, so
They just like come out
with their like super like,
in cowboy shirts and their rock and roll country.
you ready, bro? I'm ready, sis. Okay. So she told investigators several important details about the Crafts household. So, on the morning of November 19th, Crafts suddenly awakened her. So, this is Richard. So, Richard suddenly awakened her at 6 a.m. And he was like, so Hella was driving to his sister's house in Westport, and they would meet her there later. She thought that was a little weird since Newtown had been hit with like a severe winter storm during the night, so it was super like snowy out, and it was just super dangerous to be out on the road. So she's like, okay, that's fucking weird that she's like, I'm gonna go to my sister's house, but
So Hella was saying that?
so Hella went, like, so Richard woke the Ampere up, and he was like, you gotta get up, you gotta get to my sister's house. Hella's like gonna be there later, but she's like, it's fucking 6 a.m. and it's snowing out, and he's like, get up. So she was like, all right, dude. Fucking all right, but whatever. Okay, so
I wish everyone saw Shay's face when she said
get up. Yeah. So but he was saying it was because of power failure. So I don't know if she just didn't try to turn on the lights, or maybe he flipped the breaker off. I'm not quite sure. So anyway, he woke up his 3 children at 6:30, loaded them into the family car with Dawn, and drove her over to his sister's house. I'm sorry, it was his sister's, not Hella's. Richard dropped off the kids and Dawn, and like, I guess according to Dawn, like, just like fucking skirt right out of there. He was like, bye, and like pushed them out, and like just like fucking gotta go, like just fucking like leaving skid marks. Hella was not at his sister's house though, even though she left earlier than what her husband had said. But Dawn told investigators that Richard did not return to pick them up until later that day at 7 p.m. So it's again like, I gotta go wash the cement off my clothes and my hands. Oh. So it's cool. So Hella still did not appear at the sister's house even at 7 p.m. So she's like, oh, okay, so I guess whatever. So Dawn asked Richard.
She's probably just knitting a sweater.
She's probably just like skipping rope or something, whatever stewardess do on their off time. To practice their calves for walking down the aisles and stuff. So
she gotta get her steps in today.
She got to. It's only 1986. She don't got that watch to figure it out. She had to watch the hoops and the scoops and the.
The hoops and the scoops. Oh my god. Oh, the hoops and the scoops.
I didn't even know what the fuck that came. Okay, that might be the name of the episode.
It's the fever kicking in. Just kidding.
Like a week too late in the hoops and the scoops.
Oh my
to go down the aisle.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Hoops, scoops, and.
You know that old chestnut where they play with the hoops, scoots, and hatches? I don't know. Okay, anyway. So, where was I?
You know, the hoops and the scoops.
And the hoops and the scoops. So.
Did you write that down?
I didn't. I just ad-libbed that bullshit. So, Dawn asked Richard where the fuck Hella was, and he told her he didn't know. The next day she asked again, and he was like, oh yeah, she's in Denmark.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Visiting
Even though
her
she
mom.
was gonna be here later tonight before us, she actually went to Denmark, of course. Where else would you go?
She's visiting her mom, and I forgot to tell you. She wasn't gonna meet you at my sister's house. She just drove off into the night like a wayward stewardess that I didn't know. So she told me that later. She's sitting a carrier pigeon. It was fine. She's in Denmark. So this episode should be called like fucking like something about lying, because these lies are so awful. It's the same thing where it's like, I banged my head when I was trying to get to the AM radios, and I just banged my eye on a steering wheel, and now I have this bloody pulp.
Yeah, it's like, first of all, how hard did you
Just
what?
like, oh my god, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't even understand.
I don't.
So
Exactly.
Right. So they're both horrible liars. So he's like, oh yeah, she's in Denmark. For God's sake, I'm such a space cadet. He told others that she had just left, and he just didn't know where she was. Richard also stated that she was in the Canary Islands with a friend. So he just couldn't get his fucking story straight. He just throwing darts. It was good. It was good. It was good. So Dawn also told investigators she noticed for the first time that pieces of the carpet were cut out and missing. You know, like patches. Just not like big chunks. It was like squares. It was very weird. Like when a cat has a disease, you know?
Oh, and they have splotches
Just
missing out
splotches
their
missing.
backs.
Yeah, that's kind of how this carpet was, like a diseased cat.
Okay.
Yeah, you know. So she was like, well, that's kind of weird, but, you know, maybe he's just replacing those little spots. Anyway, so they were cut out and they were missing from the master bedroom. They were like grapefruit-sized holes. So he was just like, that'll do. That's fine. That just cut that little grapefruit size and
Why? Because
no
there
one will
was
know.
blood on it?
I mean, I just wait till you hear what he says. What was spilled on it?
Wine.
Richard told her that he spilled kerosene on the rug and they needed to be replaced. You know how you carry around kerosene in your room and then you just dump it onto one spot and then you cut out the grapefruit thing and we'll just replace that one spot.
Yeah.
Where the kerosene was.
That's what I
You
did
know,
in my new home.
Like where you put the cement in splotches.
When you put 2 layers of cement in your
When
backyard.
you put a body down and then you're like, that cement goes there.
When you
and
build
then
a
in there.
garage on top of another cement pad.
When you put a
that's
garage right in the
backyard.
middle of your driveway and you're like, this is where it goes. I
Yeah,
like this.
Literally. Wow, very similar.
It's interesting. God,
Cover
we're
ups.
so simpatico. Okay. Anyway, so I actually put it. You know how you carry around kerosene in your bedroom all willy-nilly? You wrote that. So at this
With your hooks and your spooks.
with your hoppies and your boppies. Jesus Christ. I'm an idiot, everybody.
God.
Okay, so at this point, the investigators pull Mr. Crafts into the station for a lie detector test, which he shockingly passes, which is bananas. But you can technically...
BANANAS.
Right? Thank you. But you can technically fool a test if you have, like, no soul and are a sociopath, so fun fact.
Exactly. That makes sense.
Yeah, and some investigators didn't believe Mr. Kraft's innocence despite his results. So these guys were like, what the fuck is up? These guys were like, fucking like their little ears were up and yeah. So even if they were
were
like,
actually on it.
right? So like if your homeboy was like, and he passed it, they were like, case closed. These guys were like, we don't believe it.
Yeah.
So, they were.
Oh, Paul didn't even get a lie detector test. He didn't even have to say one word.
They're like, gold star. You hung in there, and you didn't ask for coffee or for tea, and this was like This was an 30-minute interview. Good job. Here's your gold star. I'm an asshole. I hope they don't sue us.
Free.
Pretty much. Okay. So,
Freedom of speech, right?
I think that's what that means. Is that what that means? So anyways.
Right?
So, his demeanor was just off, and Hella's friends would not stop pestering the police. You get it, ladies. And on the status of the investigation. So, get you some girlfriends like Hella's. They were like, fucking no.
Don't get you some friends.
Right? No, they
Like Kristen's.
Yeah, no. Get some girlfriends like Hella's. They were like all about it. They were like fucking stranger. Like fucking this asshole was a piece of shit. Like she even like at least gave us a warning. Was like, if something happened to me, it was not a fucking accident. Okay.
Well, I guess every girl that ever encountered Paul Flores thought he was a fucking creeper.
But
so
they're like,
no one listened.
Just go along. But he must have had some money and power. That's all I can think. And that these girls were scared of him. So that's tough. And when you're that young too, like you don't
know better.
God damn.
Yeah, you're 19 years old.
I feel so bad for that.
And you're like, yeah.
Kristen. Oh, God. So, detectives began to look deeper into Kraft's activities immediately before Hella's disappearance. So, they pulled his credit card purchases and phone records for the month prior to November 19th. On his MasterCard credit bills, investigators found several interesting purchases. On November 13th, Kraft bought a large capacity Westinghouse freezer at an appliance store. He paid $375 for it and picked it up.
A freezer?
Yep.
Oh, no, no.
So he picked it up on November 17th. During the same billing period, detectives noticed that he rented some type of machinery, which generated a charge of $900. I'll tell you what that is here in a minute.
What's that piece of machinery?
So, by December 25th, Jesus' birthday. I'm not religious. That's why it's funny. Police had obtained.
You're like so mad at me telling me about Jesus'
I don't know.
birthday.
I just feel like I've been also watching a little too much Good Wife, so I'm just like, where were you on Jesus' birthday?
I've never seen that show.
It's so good. It's lawyerly and
good.
it's
Okay,
bullshit, but I'm just like, I could be a fucking attorney. I can say things backward. No, I
Bitch,
could
we're
never
detectives
be.
today.
We are. I know she's in the backyard. Go get him. Okay. So
Everyone out.
everyone else believes she's in the fucking that poor woman's backyard. Not poor woman's. That girl's not very nice. Okay. Anyway, so on Jesus' birthday, police had obtained a warrant to search Kraft's premises. So what they found was an empty home in complete disarray. Apparently he had like taken his kids to like Florida for the holiday. So that was when they knew like we need to get in there because nobody will be in the house. Mm-hmm. But it was like, I guess, in complete disarray. Furniture was strewn about, dirty clothes were everywhere, dishes and like kitchen utensils were unwashed in the sink. You could get a utensil from them to watch the
A
shows
utensil?
on. A utensil.
For my shul.
For your shul. And there were unwashed like shit like in the sink and on the countertop. So just like a fucking hoarder's dream home. So
Sounds fun.
mattresses like were like
These
also
sounds really
like
nice.
yeah, right. They laid like the mattresses were like on a bare floor in the living room along with like boxes and so it sounds like a meth house essentially, like a meth like flop house. So I don't know why he was living this way, but whatever. So the carpets were already like pulled up. So he had at that point had pulled up like big.
There weren't holes in it anymore.
No, like he was like pulling up like big chunks of carpet. And they were like pulled up and discarded. A freezer was located in search, but there was no body inside. So that was sad. I mean,
He ate it.
they were hoping though. They were like, maybe we were wrong, but who knows? Maybe he found a big deer or a raccoon that he was like, whatever. But they had already eaten it for Christmas dinner. Like a Christmas goose. Anyway.
Sacrifice your tummy, ass, and
Thighs.
thighs all to bring you into this world so you could be in a pageant.
The best damn tapper.
But you know what? Just tell her you quit.
Easy as pie. Ooh, pie. That sounds good. Okay.
Me oh my pie in LaPorte, Colorado. My
What? Don't
My new favorite place.
triangulate yourself. Okay. But what detectives did not realize at the time, however, was that the freezer they searched was actually Kraft's old freezer, not the new one he purchased. So, but they didn't know that at the time.
So where the fuck was that other freezer that could hold a body?
We'll tell you. So, they also performed a luminol test in various locations throughout the house, which tested positive for the presence of blood. So, some of the seized towels also later tested positive for blood at the state laboratory. There also was some blood on the side of like the bed, like the corner of like a bed. But still no clear-cut answer of what happened to Hella. So, again, just couldn't find any, like, not enough blood to, like, also, like, did she actually die here? So, here we go. So, during all of this, the cops found out what that $900 charge was. Do you have any guesses of what that machinery was? Any guesses?
A ray gun?
A wood chipper. Don't you know?
Oh my god. Wow. Wow. People buy wood chippers don't wood chip their wives.
Mm-hmm. And we all know what this is also in reference to as well. Don't you? Fargo?
I've never seen
How?
But they do something with a wood chipper. I know that.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I will tell. Well, okay. So everyone probably else knows because they don't live under a rock. But
No.
so this story isn't based off the movie Fargo, but they use the wood chipper as one of the elements of the story of Fargo. So
Okay.
Anyway, so
Isn't Fargo like a comedy?
it's like a dark comedy. I mean, you watch.
It's about murder.
Have you watched like Raising Arizona? Like
Yeah.
any of the. It's those guys. Okay. So it's a really good movie. It's a little dark, but
It's good.
it's good. So anyway, but like it's not really they do a whole storyline. It has nothing really to do with this story at all, but they use that element for sure. Anyway, so it was a wood chipper.
Jesus H.
Yeah, so detectives are starting
clever.
to put a really gruesome theory together.
Also, if you put someone in a wood chipper, isn't it gonna fucking splurt out shit out the other end?
Right, so this is what he did. So, detectives locate Joseph Hine, the utility man from Southbury, which I guess is a town by it. I don't know the geography of freaking wherever they're at, so
Connecticut?
I apologize. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Spain.
So, he was plowing snow on River Road during like that storm, that was that bad, horrible storm. They listened to his story about observing a wood chipper and a U-Haul parked on the side of the road in the middle of the night. Well, shit, right? So Hine then pointed to the exact spot where he observed the truck towing a wood chipper. It was an area of the river known as Lake Zor, and that's where detectives find a shit ton of wood chips along the banks of the river. So he missed. But he was doing it in the middle of the night. So so essentially what the guy saw is like he saw the amazing reenactments, bravo, of
Forensic Files.
because that was like the very first episode. So like
It was horrible.
if you do like in the middle of their series, kind of like it's not super bad, like it's just like them not really talking because they're like, oh, let's take the words away, it's way better. But in the very first like couple ones, like they're actually having like the interactions are like that weird faded, like where like their faces all kind of blurred, but whatever, like it's like a dreamy sequence and they're talking to each other and it's like, oh, did you find the pictures of my husband and blah blah, and he's like, you're not gonna like what you're gonna see, and he like, it's fucking campy and amazing.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
I have to watch this one.
so like the guy is like driving down the way or whatever, and like he's driving down the road and you see him driving, he's like, that's strange, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, this is amazing. So anyway, but he essentially sees him driving, and the guy, and he actually sees him kind of Richard waving, and I guess that's what happened, is that he saw him like kind of waving him to just keep going. But it was in the middle of the night, it was pitch black, so it makes sense why he missed and why it was kind of along the bank. It was only like a little bit on the bank, but at the time when it was just like looking from like just like a, I guess just a human eye, he was just seeing wood chips. So he's like, oh, that's weird. Like I just see a shit ton of wood chips just along the bank. So anyway, so they go through all the wood pieces with a fine-tooth comb. They found numerous strands of blonde hair, bone fragments, fabrics, cloth, plastic items, wood chips, and many fragments of unidentified material. But there was also like a little, like it was almost looked like a bill, like a paper bill or whatever, and it had Hellicraft's name on it. So he done fucked up. Anyway, so
I dumped your purse in the wood chipper at 5 a.m. along the banks.
my bad, I didn't know she had that bill she was gonna pay. So, in the end, the investigation at Lake Zor eventually led to the discovery of a chainsaw with a serial number scratched off, 2,660 strands of blonde hair, which it's mind-boggling that they counted them. That was somebody's job. 69 slivers of human bone, 5 droplets of human blood, 2 teeth, like
on the fucking chainsaw?
Like, no. Like, this is like what they found in the wood chips.
Oh.
A piece of human skull, 3 ounces of human tissue.
Oh my god.
A portion of a human finger, 1 fingernail, which is, I don't know why that's the grossest thing out of this whole thing, but
that would be
whatever.
hard to chip in a wood chipper. How much chips could a wood chip if a wood chip could chip wood?
I hate you. And 1 portion of toenail. Not even a whole one. Just like a clippings. I know.
Yuck!
So, they were like, yay?
Who had to sort through that?
I don't know. An intern, probably.
Excuse me.
It was
Sammy.
You're gonna
It's your
today's
big
your day. Today's your day to be a detective. It's like, I don't like this anymore.
Now, what is that? I think it's a
bullshit.
toenail, sir.
Just keep it going. So,
Count all those hairs now, you hear? Every last one.
he was like, I don't want to be a detective anymore. So it was bittersweet because they found Hella, but they also found Hella. So
And how the fuck?
yeah.
So she wasn't in Denmark or the Canary
she was
Islands?
like, if they couldn't like pick up a phone or an apparatus to like be like, is she
Or a
in Denmark
utensil.
or a utensil? So on January 11th, the police roll up to Richard's house to arrest him. They surround his ranch house and called Crafts on the phone. He was ordered to come outside of his house and surrender. In his response, I'm tired.
How much wood could a wood chip chip?
He's like, I'm tired. I'll take care of it in the morning.
What?
The police were like,
No. This isn't a question.
Okay, but like you guys have to come out like right now. He responded on the phone like, "Don't call me back." That's what he said. He's like, in like quote, "Do not call me back." End quote. And he hung up.
Take me off the list.
He hung up the phone. He's like, "I don't want to support Bernie."
Oh my
Kidding.
God.
So, after a couple of hours of back and forth, which I'm just like, oh my God. But I get it. Like, if there were kids in the house, they had to think about that. After like a bunch of like back and forth, he finally surrendered with the final quote, "I'll be out in 5 minutes." God, I just imagine him like being like Napoleon Dynamite, but
Oh
like,
my God.
God, he didn't say God at the end, but he's like,
Just
"I'll be out
give
in
me
5
a
minutes."
second.
Just give me a minute. I'm curling my hair.
Seriously.
So police had worked out like a probable scenario of how Crafts killed his wife. Since drops of Hella's blood were found in the bedroom, they assumed that she was bludgeoned at the foot of her bed. So like he must have hit her and then she fell, and that's how the blood got on like the side of the mattress. Like in the early morning hours of like November 19th. Perhaps when she was making the bed or changing the sheets, they have no idea because he's never admitted to guilt. Police speculated that Crafts then carried his wife's body to the basement where he had recently hooked up the new freezer he placed, and he placed her inside the freezer.
Oh my God, so it would chip better.
Yeah. So then
Oh my.
So then he woke up Dawn, the on par. Am I saying that? I'm not saying that
I
right.
know that as a chef.
Is
That's
it
why
on-
he froze it.
Is it on par? You know, right?
On par?
On par?
Au pair?
Au pair. I'm saying it wrong. I'm so
Like,
sorry.
On par?
On par.
with being insane?
I'm
Yes.
so that's on par for that.
par for the course.
It's par for the course. Oh God. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. She's wood chips.
Not funny. Oh my God.
That might be the episode title.
Oh my God. So many episode titles.
I know. We're bad. It's because we haven't seen each other in 2 weeks. Okay,
I
so
know.
So he told her that they should all go to the sister's house in Westport because Newton had suffered the power failure. That's what he told Dawn. So when Thomas asked about Hella, Richard said she would meet them at the sister's house, like what I said before. They drove. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's okay. I should just skip forward. So when he like dropped them off, like freaking like pushed them out of the car, essentially, he raced home. And police believe that sometime during the day he took Hella's body by then it was frozen solid, and to the secluded.
So when they like
piece-
rushed him out of the house, she was like in the freezer already.
right? So like he like essentially like when so she was in the freezer. So he was like, all right, I'm gonna let that freaking firm up, and then I'm gonna race them over to the sister's house. It never gives like how like far away the sister's house is, but again, like I don't know geography, so. I guess it does because it's in Westbury, but I don't know where that is. So anyway, it was
Can
enough.
I have a Google Maps right now?
I know I should have. Can I call in a friend?
Thank you.
So he drops him off and he like races back to the house. So it's still like in the darkness, which I'm assuming that's why he was racing back, so he can just do all this in the dark. So by that point, like her body should have been frozen solid, but at the same time, like God, I would think that So she must have been dead for at least a day, because I would think it would take like 24 hours to freeze
her
an entire body, but I don't know. It's a little gruesome, but
What made him do that?
what? Which part?
What made, like, I mean, all of it, I guess. But, like,
Right.
what, I wonder, like, all right, the perfect plan is I'm going to freeze her and then I'm going to put her in a wood chipper and no one will ever find her.
Right. And I'm sure because he thought, like,
It was going to
okay,
go in the river.
it's going to go right in the river. But
and it's
he fucked it up because he didn't push it
Most
close
of
enough.
it.
Like, most of it, like, they only found, I mean,
Oh,
like,
that's true.
saying only, but if you think about it, like, only 2,000 hairs,
3
and
ounces of
only
flesh.
3 ounces of flesh. He almost got away with it. He was like fucking Scooby-Doo, yo. Well, Scooby-Doo's villains.
her blood was on her mattress.
Right, but it wasn't enough. Like, he
like,
could have gotten
convict
away with
her.
murder because technically there still wasn't a body, and it wasn't enough circumstantial evidence.
Which
So,
is pretty much why, well, who knows? Anyways.
it's true. I'm right there with you. I'm like, kind of like our good friend Paul. Okay.
Except they just lost it somehow.
Whoopsies. I
Or
just need
buried
one
it
more
under the
do-over.
cement.
Exactly. So, police believe that sometime during the day he took Hella's body, or at night, like in somewhere in the darkness, by the frozen solid like pond, or essentially, to the secluded piece of property that. Oh, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Okay, so they believe that he took her frozen body at that point to a secluded piece of property that he owned in Newtown. There, it is believed he used the chainsaw on her body to make smaller parcels of her remains, and I don't know why I phrased it that way, and return them to the freezer. Oh, that makes more sense. So the next day, his
he
kids are back at the
cut
house at
off
this point.
Pieces of her to make smaller pieces.
Correct. So then he put those pieces back in the freezer. You know how you do. So the next day, under the cover of
How
darkness,
do people do this as a person?
They're-
Like going through the motions, like, oh, just gotta put her in
no,
the freezer.
all right. Like, I just wonder if like there's a mechanism that they just turn off, or they were
Or
always
they
this
don't
way.
have.
Right. Like,
That
it's like
most people
this was always
have?
in him, and he just, he never thought to act it out until like this moment in time, because he didn't want to get a divorce or whatever it was, because she was gonna leave him. So,
That ego.
you gotta hate it, yo.
You gotta, it'll get you.
It'll get you.
Holy
Just a hop, scoop, and a jump.
Little scoops and whoops
Just
away.
scoops and hoops away. So the next day, under the cover of darkness, Crafton took these packages, quote unquote, wrapped in plastic garbage bags to Lake Zor, where he ran them through the powerful wood chipper.
They're just my extra logs.
Don't worry about it. Nothing to see here. Because of the time factors involved, police speculated that when Joseph Hine saw the U-Haul and wood chipper along the road, Crest had already finished his gruesome work. He was parked along River Road because he was
gruesome work.
gruesome work. He was parked along River Road because he was either running fresh wood through the chipper to clean it, or was getting rid of evidence. So he was thinking, like, by the time that guy saw him, like, she was already through the wood chipper.
And he was just doing some extra wood.
Extra wood. Maybe. Yeah, because he thought he was going to cover his tracks, essentially. I mean, he really was pretty close to getting away with it.
Good.
So, in a solely...
He's not as lucky as Polly, is he?
No. Well, just wait. So, in a solely circumstantial case, Richard Kraft's trial was declared a mistrial due to, like, a juror who would not convict him. So, after a second trial, thank God, again prosecuted by the state's attorney, Walter Flaggen. I could be saying that wrong, so sorry. Crafts was convicted of murder on November 21st of 1989. And in January of 1990, Crafts was sentenced to serve 50 years in state prison. Which is insane to me because I feel like people get like a higher fucking prison term for weed, but that's cool.
Yeah.
He just threw somebody through some fucking wood chipper.
That's fine.
Anyway, he maintained his innocence. It actually was the first murder conviction in the state without a body. So, good on Connecticut.
Good job, Connecticut.
Good on you. But
Oh, they found a body.
guys, in 2019 he was fucking released.
No.
Dead serious.
How?
So, after a mere hashtag 30ish,
Can I guess if he's white?
he is. So after a mere 30ish years, Kraft's early released was spurred by the state's good time litigation, or legislation, not litigation, legislation, which honestly sounds painfully ironic since a release of fucked up criminals sounds anything but a good time, but that's cool. Then the law, which allows for considerable time to be shaved off a prisoner's sentence due to good behavior, was struck down decades ago. However, the rule still applies to inmates sentenced prior to 1994. So, Crafts, who is 82, is estimated to be released from so he's still in transitional housing. So he's scheduled to be released from the transitional housing facility in June.
Where does he live?
He's in Connecticut. So he's still in Connecticut right now.
Sorry, you said that.
No, you're fine. So,
just making sure I'm not near him or Paul.
Yeah. He's also deemed a low risk to the general public. Fucking yikes. He put somebody through a fucking wood chipper, and he's deemed a low risk.
His wife!
Yeah, he's deemed a low risk to the general public. So, the end. Nighty night.
I'm never saying again. Oh my God. What is wrong? This is wrong shit. I'm glad that we both did something that was about wrong ass wrongdoing.
I don't even, again,
Wrong.
We're so relevant with each other, and it's so painful and awful.
It's ridiculous.
It's fucking terrifying. Yeah. So he will be a free man in June. And maybe he'll probably get together with our good friend Paul, and they can.
Maybe they'll become best friends,
They
and they'll
probably
actually
will.
have friends.
Yeah, maybe they can like jerk each other off. They can get into
Buy each other sandwiches, jerk each other off.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So those are our awful tales, everybody.
That
You're
was
welcome.
a horrible episode. Just kidding. It was a great episode,
good
but
one.
fuck, dude.
Yeah.
I'm so mad at everyone. Mm-hmm. Oh, that is sickening.
I mean, good on Connecticut for fixing their law now. Like, they can't, like, after 94, like, you know, you're going to be in jail for good. But, I mean, he was only in jail for 30 years for putting his wife through a wood chipper. I mean, he chopped his wife's body up, put it back in the freezer with his kids under his roof, and then took the mother of his children and then put her through a wood chipper, and he only served 30-ish years. Hashtag 30-ish.
30-ish. That's good.
Yeah. Is it, though?
That is not good.
It's not good. Shall we roll?
Yeah. Holy crap. Well,
Yep.
just goes to show you gotta keep your wits about you.
Yeah. Buddy system. Buddy system
Buddy
for life.
system.
Buddy system for life, ladies. And gentlemen. Seriously.
Yeah. Also, stand up for each other.
Seriously. Again, you don't gotta be their best friend, and you don't have to like fucking invite them into your house if you don't even feel comfortable with that. But just get them an Uber, get their ass an Uber, and that way, you just at least know that you're getting them out of a situation. All right, I've rolled it enough. Here we go.
I wonder if we're gonna double roll.
What's
number
one?
one?
What's
It's
one? It's
pop
not
culture
science.
nostalgia.
What? Okay,
I think it's pop culture nostalgia.
I think it is. I'm happy with that. I'm happy.
Here, look at what I did.
Did you put it in your background?
I did. I was gonna post it. I never have.
That would be funny.
It's not my background.
It's nostalgia.
It's not my background, but
It's nostalgia.
I know. I just want to show you what I did.
Oh, okay. So you're showing me her. She's showing me her arts and crafts.
That's it.
Oh my God! Look at
It's
you.
beautiful, isn't it?
You should put. You know what you should do?
What?
You should put some like fucking like 90s clip
Clip
art on
art?
there, and then like post it. Oh, fucking for sure,
Oh
girl.
my God,
That's amazing.
yes.
like a shitty butterfly with like neon colors, and
Oh my God, yes.
be amazing.
Okay, totally gonna
Done.
do
Okay.
that. Okay,
Go.
If I roll one, I'm re-rolling. Okay, because we cannot
That's
double roll.
No, we
this
can't.
time.
We can't double roll all the time.
I literally double rolled, guys.
Roll
this
it.
is rigged.
It's fine. Just roll again. Fine. 5. What's 5?
History.
It's science. Your favorite.
It's not my favorite. I just like it, but it's always hard.
But you love it.
But I love it.
All right, we should get the fuck out of here because, I spoke for an hour
It's
too.
11.
Oops.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this really, really long, very
Rageful.
creepy, rageful episode. And if you want and don't already, make sure you follow us on 30ish. If you like this episode, be sure to share it with your friends and your family. If it hit you right in home like it did to us. Just kidding. But
It probably did.
seriously, also,
We love you.
We love you and thank you. And
Tell all your friends about us.
tell them.
Tell them.
And tell them again.
Mm-hmm.
And keep drinking your Topo Chico because we'll be sponsored by them and we'll be able to give you a discount code soon.
It's true. Hashtag sponsor us seriously, though.
Tell them. Tell Topo.
Write them letters with carrier pigeons.
Yes. Oh, by the way, I live by the Pigeon Express now.
I expect letters. I want you to bang on their door.
I will.
Okay.
Okay, well, we love you guys and we hope you have a great sound sleep after this. Nighty night.